He already knows what I'm gonna do. Now he know that was the secret project I was gonna do. I didn't tell him what I was gonna do yet. I was waiting for it to get all the details ironed out, and now I'm just gonna sell him my current land lead,
How did
which
you
is
manage to find that like on Etsy? Because it's actually funny that you mentioned Etsy because I got something that I'm gonna reveal later on. But how did you like? You were just one day just looking at like cases, like
so I was looking at Tech Source, making his dream setup. Hold
oh,
on.
tech source. That guy, yes, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Yes, very cool guy. Yes, yes.
he's in California, but yeah, he was building his that crazy setup for his wife, which looks a lot nicer actually.
Wow. And
Like
what did he show off this brand? Is that how you found it?
no, that's the thing that kind of okay. So I'm gonna share that screen again so that you can see.
Brad,
So
just so you know, you're not live on your channel though.
No, I'm trying to figure that out now.
Okay,
yeah,
I was gonna say. All
See,
right.
I thought I'd figure it out as I go, but I didn't think Joel would be MIA, so
yeah.
I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Brad, put up the share screen I just put up.
Here we go.
Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, this guy's a very cool YouTuber, but look at like this kind of wall-mounted PCs that they're doing
Oh
here. That's
shit! Look at that.
nuts. That's actually a $700 case. And then he mentioned that there was some guy on Etsy that made one too and sent it to him, but he never actually made a review on it. So I was like, okay, I just gotta look it up on Etsy and find it because that one's way too big for me. That's like 30 something inches. I just physically don't have the wall space for it.
Wow.
But I saw it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna build my own version of it. And I love that I'm helping an entrepreneur. He's in Turkey,
Wow.
and he's not he doesn't even own the metal fab. He's just designing and making money off this. I'm like, that is
You
applause
know,
to you.
it's very crazy that like you mentioned. I mean, Etsy. In all honesty, you find some amazing stuff on Etsy. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
mind blowing. I actually it's tucked away. Um, what was it? I found I'm very well, at least for like my wife. I'm very well known for like quirky gifts because I like to give unique gifts. So for what I think it was like our first year anniversary as just like boyfriend and girlfriend first year. I found a guy in Brazil. He actually made two puppets, one of me and one of my wife. And no joke, it was like an $80 puppet. It was a full. I'm gonna go grab it. I have it. You
that's
want to
creative.
laugh? You want to laugh? I'm gonna whip it out. Hold on.
Oh, look out! He's gonna whip it out, folks. So,
He got something from Brazil. He's gonna whip it out. But yeah, I
Buffalo
thought,
just muffed the field goal. Oh, we might. That means
oh
we might
shit,
get goal back. So,
if they lose.
hey, I think I figured out the live stream thing. There is.
Oh,
a
is it?
live stream on my
Let's check. Let
channel.
me check your YouTube. Let's see. Are you live now? What was it? What was the issue? Oh yeah, you are
Uh,
live now.
yeah, there's. My channel was added as a destination, but you have to actually hit start on both streams, Joel's and mine, and it automatically started Joel's. But because I was in as admin on Joel's StreamYards, I wasn't in on my StreamYards.
Ah, yeah. That's why I said just use yours. It's easier.
Yeah.
Wow, that is Muppet grade
What?
puppets.
Dude, that is.
Uh,
I'm telling you, it is
That looks like
legit.
the old Sid and Marty Croft stuff.
It is like legit.
Oh
He
my
even got
god!
like he even got like I used to be big on like Express, so he even made the shirt and they even put the logo on the back.
Wait, that's
Oh
only
my,
$80?
It was one for 80, yeah. And it's like legit huge. Like he could
That's a
dude,
he
if
could
I
do
had one of
that's the
those, I could not help but my entire YouTube channel would just be that talking puppet. Like all of my reviews would be the puppet.
And then you also got the if I could put my hand in, it's very
that.
odd, but yeah, you got also the wife. So you got legit me and then the wife.
For $80, that's an incredible deal actually. Because
I'm not gonna lie though, it took I think something happened in Brazil and like it took like a month and a half just to get it.
that's fair enough. Etsy, you
But
know,
it's
it's not
huge.
Amazon. These are all custom made. I wouldn't be able to make something like this shit in in a month.
Yeah,
This
I
is
was like
very good quality.
I was literally gonna like I mean I was gonna not junk it, but I have it just thrown away on the side and my wife was dying at it when we were and it actually made an appearance in our wedding. My brother bought it and to the wedding and used it in like his speech. But yeah,
As
it's like
long,
a full body, dude. This is like I don't know, it's like 2 feet tall. It's got
shit.
legs and shoes.
$80, he's not making much money, honestly. Cost of,
No,
well, I guess maybe in Brazil, but cost of materials in this for this in America probably over 40, $50 easily.
it's like when you look at the eyes, it's actually spoons. There's like legit spoons for the eyes.
That's smart.
It's like legit. It's genius. So I don't know. It's crazy. So now that you mentioned that you got like metal things and
Yeah.
Etsy's like insane. But I'll be honest. I think Etsy takes a very big chunk.
I'm not surprised.
Big
Yeah.
percentage.
I mean, Amazon takes 30%, by the way. eBay takes 13 plus shipping. Shopify only takes 2.
Oh, eBay's
And
not too bad then. I thought eBay was worse.
eBay is 13, 10 for payment, and then 3% for like PayPal fees. Oh, but they do take, if you promote through them, like you want to push your product up, that's another, solid 5% or something like that. So I don't even sell on eBay anymore. I only sell the old arcade gun sensors that I have no use for. That's for people who
on
want
eBay,
to.
God. I used to
Yeah.
have I used to sell the game case, my portable arcade, and I had an ad on Etsy, but then I would write there like, don't order it because we have to go through like custom stuff.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Oh, hey, Sheila. Yeah, for sellers, eBay is not a good. It's not great. It's
Yeah,
good if you
no.
want to get rid of junk, like if you're not really trying to make money to do a business on eBay. That's how I started. When the fees were low, it was okay, but I got around it.
It's not even the service. There's so many scams.
Uh-huh.
Buying
Oh,
and selling.
forget it.
You sell stuff and they're just constantly trying to reverse payment. And if you're buying something, then they're constantly, like selling you crap or something that never gets to you. And
Yeah. Hey, Joel. How bad was it? He looks so depressed.
So mad.
Oh,
So mad.
So they lost?
Wide right on a fucking field goal kick to tie the game, but a minute and a half left, and then fucking we missed it. And Mahomes just fucking pussied his way out of it and downed it the rest of the game.
Oh shit. So now
they punched our they got our ticket. That's it. They got our ticket in the playoffs. They punch it every single time. So
now that's it. This Kansas City's on now.
Kansas City's on to the Ravens. Yeah, fuck this game. Fuck the fucking KC. Fuck the Chiefs. I hope the Ravens fucking stomp their fucking face in.
What was the end score?
27-24.
Oh
Yikes.
damn! At least it was close. At least it was a close game.
I actually feel a little bit worse if it's close instead of we're close to victory. I'd rather feel it's like a blowout, like I completely got destroyed. Okay, I feel like it's deserved.
It was it wasn't a blowout. I mean, we had like 362 yards or some shit. We kept up with Mahomes.
No,
it sucked.
Tied or beat them in everything but the fourth quarter. So,
exactly. Yeah. So.
Oh, you watch football, Brad?
No, I was going to say I don't watch football unless like Baltimore's in the Super Bowl or something. But I was watching the score because I wanted to know when Joel would be free for the stream.
Oh man! Well, welcome back to. All right, now we have the 4 Musketeers
Now we're back,
properly.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, and as always, Brad is our 4th one now. I did not know that there was actually a 4th Musketeer in the book. He actually had to find a name. I was like, okay, that's cool. And
I don't think there is actually 4 Musketeers.
It's like the Stooges. It's like the Stooges. There's really 4 of them. Shep.
Yeah,
Brad is our Shep.
I love that I was a guest star and now I'm a semi-series regular. So,
Hey, Flashman, I'll send it when I'm ready to send it, buddy. Stop asking me. I'm not in the mood. It's free. You can wait.
Man,
Joel's had a bad night.
Oh
folks.
shit! What's today? Oh, today's the 21st. Okay.
the month went by so freaking quick. It's about to be February. It was ridiculous.
Dude.
Like we didn't do a New Year's stream or anything like that, but damn, time went by fast.
Okay, I'm right now going. Am I going live now?
Yeah.
So I spent all weekend doing YouTube videos. I have this whiteboard, whereas anytime I have an idea for a YouTube video, I put it up on the whiteboard, and I started running out of room on the whiteboard. So I'm like, this weekend, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not hanging out. Nobody's coming over. I'm not even going to the grocery store. I'm just going to sit there and start knocking
Don't
out.
watch the fucking stream then. Go fuck yourself. I'm serious. It's fucking free. Don't fucking come at me like that.
I just read it. Now's not the time to talk to Joel.
Guess what? I haven't fucking sent out any drives since fucking December. I haven't done any fucking drives in 3 fucking weeks. The fucking snowstorm here. I haven't even been able to fucking work all week because I've been with my fucking kids. Go fuck yourself.
Joel's had a bad day, folks.
It's a hot take. It's fine. It is what it is.
I had a fucking dude fucking email me yesterday. I ordered on fucking December 22nd. It clearly says on my website any orders between December 22nd and January 2nd are delayed by a week. And he fucking said, I want a refund, and opened up a fucking PayPal thing on me before I was even able to fucking see it. I'm so sick of fucking customers. So sick of fucking customers right now.
I saw like you even posted like on like your dude. That's the worst. I mean, some people just need patience.
Just be fucking patient. It's fucking free.
Yeah.
It's fucking free. Be fucking patient. Quality over speed. How about that?
That's how it is. That's the motto.
This job be great if it weren't for the fucking customers. So.
Oh no, but I saw Joel post like you wrote something either on your own group or something like that, and I don't blame you.
Well, you had the nerve to take Christmas off, so you know.
Oh yeah,
God
you
fucking
can,
forbid, right? And God forbid I get a fucking snowstorm. There's 2 snowstorms in the same fucking week. There's fucking 5 feet of snow outside. I've been home with my kids all week. My wife's been working fucking remotely. I haven't been able to do shit.
Yeah,
that puts me behind.
It's awful.
Oh yeah, you got hit with worse in your area for the snowstorm, right?
Well, worse compared to us.
2 snowstorms in 5 fucking days.
Yeah, not that you have like 5 feet over there.
No, it can't be. What?
What?
Seriously?
What do you have out there?
No, 5 feet can't be possible. Okay.
He posted
Actual
a picture.
5?
It was like 3 feet. I was like, it's. I mean,
3 maybe.
It's definitely more than what me and Ray got over here.
Yeah, we got nothing here. But it did affect my packages going out though. So anything going out through like California or whatever, everything got delayed by a couple of this. I even paid for 2-day shipping for a customer, and unfortunately, yeah, he said it was raining out for 3 days straight. So yeah, and UPS probably won't refund that extra charge, unfortunately.
No. Yeah.
Oh, it's actually so Ray's right because I got delayed on my vinyl from Gulf Coast and my metal from Eric. It got delayed like a week.
Oh, I hope the vinyl is gonna be at.
It was good. No, it's already in. It's perfectly fine. But I ordered it, and then usually from Gulf Coast, it's like 3 days to ship, and it went from like Tuesday to the next Tuesday. I was like, oh, and then Eric wasn't a big deal, but I think Eric's was maybe like it was supposed to come to me like Thursday, but then it came like, oh, and then we had MLK, we had the holiday.
Yeah,
so I was also delayed another day. So it is what it is.
I'm looking at my orders from like January 12th, and it's still even from the 12th is delayed, even though they shipped out like the same day, which is kind of irritating to me because I like to be known for my good speed, but
yeah,
the slowest one is the 12th is still stuck.
It's the worst. And the hardest thing is that it's not even your fault. It's literally on like the UPS
like shipping through USPS, definitely they do delay more. UPS is better. I'm trying to see like which one is the express one. Let's see if it went through. No, the express from 18th, 3 days out. I paid for 3 day. It's still in transit, so Tuesday coming tomorrow in 2 days. Okay, so whoever wants to open your own business, this is a hazard zone, and you will have those days where you want to just. But unfortunately, my guns are light guns, so this doesn't actually work. It's just shooting a sensor.
I saw Brad. I saw that guy that posted up that blue Uzi, and then Brad, you had a blue Uzi too.
Oh yeah.
Lunatics.
It's the blue
PS2.
Uzi Club.
I've never seen that.
I saw that in box. They were really ubiquitous. There was the Cyber Uzi. It was a bunch of people made them. But it's a GunCon 1, GunCon 2, like third-party knockoff thing. I will go get it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, is that like I don't understand. Like, somebody made this gun, or is it like it's
years ago? No, it's a PlayStation gun. It's a PlayStation 2 gun.
It's like a legit gun, though, or is it like a Mad Cat? Somebody just made a random gun.
This is Cyber Gun. They made a lot of
there was a few different brands. This one's translucent blue, just like the guy who posted, but there was one
There's a red too.
Solid black. But yeah, I have the box and manual and everything. So it's actually pretty cool because it's got a moving,
the top. It's got like a sliding recoil.
And
yeah.
The metal, the stock is a folding metal stock. The only thing that's shitty about this thing is I was playing not Raising Storm, Crisis Zone. And the full auto PS2 gun, PS2 game, but this thing has 3 fire modes. And one is single shot manual reload. One is single shot automatic reload, in which case it automatically hits whatever the reload button is after 6 shots.
Okay.
And the third is fully automatic reload. It fires 6 shots and then automatically reloads. So in Crisis Zone, you're going behind the shield every 6 shots. And you know, in
Oh, that's annoying.
Shit.
round. So it's really annoying, and there is no way to turn that off. Those are your only 3 options on this thing. Other than that,
Wow.
cool.
I tried to mod that. I know it's been done, but I couldn't get it open the first time I tried that like 3 years ago. Maybe now with like more experience I can, but yeah, that one is actually not that expensive. It's about $30 on eBay.
Yeah. Like I said, they come in a bunch of colors. I think
The black is near impossible to find. I tried.
Yeah, the black was the first one. So, but yeah, it's a it's got the GunCon 2, GunCon 1 selector switch. But yeah, when you're shooting, this moves back and forth, and that's your So I have a huge box. I have a decent console light gun collection. But then on top of that, my brother just gave me a huge box that he found full of his old light guns from like going all the way back to like Sega Saturn and shit. But
Wow.
So I've been meaning to do another thing on the whiteboard to YouTube videos is to do a general
DRT?
ranking chart of all of these old light guns and see how they all compare to each other.
Wow.
I wanted to try the Cybergun Desert Eagle. That was
Oh,
an
I got one of
extremely
those too.
difficult mod. Yeah, that's an extremely difficult mod, and trying to find it in black is a European only version. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. In fact, let me see what this box is here. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm just getting all this bullshit streaming stuff down. Such a fucking pain in the ass. I make things difficult.
Rail Break was not bad. Time Crisis 5 is a little bit tricky. Time Crisis 5, you do need the GunCon 2 to be able to activate both pedals. Otherwise, doing it with the buttons, actually, you lose one function. You can't change weapons. You need minimum 4 inputs on that one, unless you have like a
Dunner.
virtual cop.
Oh, wait. There it is.
The green Cybergun, the American variant. Yeah.
Wow, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this is motorized, though. This is not solenoid. So modding this is very hard.
Yeah, this one is it's a
Motor
little
against a spring.
Yeah, it's a little motor. So it doesn't really like kick back. It kind of goes. Eh.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Got a little Walther PPK. It's just got a little rumble motor in it for the recoil.
I've done that one before. That's the smallest mod I've ever done.
Ray, I think you've done this one. The Erasure.
Yeah, Razor I've done twice, yeah.
Yeah. So
But that one's recoil sucked, so I had to replace that with the solenoid.
yeah. But yeah, a ton of.
He legit has a whole box.
Yeah.
This is
He's got a whole
who
fucking
remembers-
box.
Who remembers the Dreamcast light gun?
Oh, these
Uh,
are these the guns you got from your brother's house?
Yeah.
I remember that.
So it's got a VMU slot. So,
Oh, that
What
was
do you do with
important back
that?
then. That's a memory card for the Dreamcast.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
VMU with the screen, got a little D-pad on the back here. So
It's a full gun. I've modded one of those before, too. That was not a fun one.
the LEDs going down both sides of the barrel. So
Wow.
P99 is also a motorized recoil, which requires some very tight parts. I did not have good experience with the motorized recoils because depending on how what voltage the motor took, I couldn't get a jolt back consistently, and it would just choke up halfway. I spent like 3 hours trying to do one, and Avenger Pro I couldn't get it right.
this is very similar to one that I actually bought from you, Ray, before I really knew you. I think my first interaction with you was at eBay, and I bought a light gun from you around the same
Wow.
time that you hit me up about doing a modded aim track.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
remember
this
what gun
is,
that was. Yeah.
This is
Look at
very
that.
similar, but when you shoot these, they don't like do that satisfying click like we're used to with like the Gun for IR mods that Ray does. It kind of goes, it
Oh.
wiggles with every shot, kind of bounces back and forth. But yeah, it's this, you got extra buttons all over the wazoo, like the hammer is a button and the safeties are buttons. But
Yeah, those are nice.
yeah, I'm smothered in light guns.
Yeah, you got boxes on boxes. Shit.
Yeah, Brad is actually my first customer. I've been selling to him for like 4 years, and every year it gets a little bit worse.
When is
about
this?
4
When
years
was this
ago, like-
eBay?
Like 4 years ago, almost this week, I want to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, our 4-year anniversary, Ray.
4 years.
Yeah.
Has it been 4 years already?
It's
Yeah.
been 4 years, pretty much. Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was 4 years ago that Ray first hit me up about. I was still doing aim track, but he got me a. It was still aim track, but it was a jolt. It was a jolt gun.
It was a blue Jolt that I
Yeah.
converted to aim track for him.
And at the time, you were telling me about this new thing, this gun for IR, and I was super everything's set up for aim track. I don't want to mess with this. I was very much in the mindset of once my arcade cabinet is done, I don't want to touch it anymore. It's working. It's fine.
Wasn't it 2021 though?
So
Wasn't
No,
it
I think it's pre-2021, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't 2020 because 2020 was my 4-year anniversary comes up in 2 months, which was 2020.
Yeah.
So it had to have been like 21, which would be 3 years.
yeah. Oh, was that 3? Oh, right. I can't do math.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I didn't get an aim track until like later in 2020, and that's when I started talking to you guys. And then
anyone want some aim
you
track
taught
guns?
me you taught me about the controller script for MAME. Because I was pissed, and I think I hit you up, and I was like, "This fucking guns keep resetting itself.
Or
Can't
changing what
fucking
IPs they
yeah."
are.
Every time I turn the fucking PC on, the gun stops fucking working. What the fuck is wrong with these things? Blah blah blah. And you're like, "Oh, you got to do this." You made the video for me. Yeah, you made the video for me on how to do the controller thing for MAME.
Yeah, the MAME, the controller IDs in MAME. So that was like late summer, early fall of 2020.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had honestly around February 2020, I was just figuring out for the first time ever that I could play Aliens Extermination. I found like YouTube videos and I was like, oh my God, I love that game. I can play that game. How do I play it? And they were saying like, originally I was looking at old Emu Line posts where it was like, you have to run a Linux.
Oh, you have to run a mouse patcher. Remember the stupid
right?
mouse patcher?
And then somebody mentioned Jamal Shooter, and then it was like this rabbit hole. But once I got it working, Aliens Extermination got working, and then of course the MAME light gun games always worked. But then I was just like, I had done a couple arcade 1-up mods, and then I was like, well, screw it. Like I'm gonna make a light gun cabinet. The GRS had just made the mid-size shooter, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna put MAME games plus Aliens Extermination, and then I'll just build on it from there. And I remember thinking, man, I would love to have like the House of the Dead and the Time Crises but for now, MAME and Aliens are fine. But yeah, then it was just like the snowball effect. So
Yeah.
House of the Dead 3 was brutal, man. Remember how it took me like a year to figure out the install process, make a video on it, and then like send it to you guys. Like you have to redo the registry every single time, and then finally Argon fixed it and wiped it all out. It's like, all right, no more.
Yeah,
it's
like
arcade mod.
2.5, 3 years later, he fixed it, dude. I installed that on so many PCs,
my
like
first
customers remotely. So many
times. The first time I played House of the Dead 4 on Technoparrot, I remember my copy. I still had to go into a hex editor and edit some values to make it 2-player even viable. And nowadays, of course, all the copies
raw input,
around already have those changes in it. But it was like really, really like it feels like it was the Wild West. Here we are, like
Right.
It's
like
true. That's a good point.
And then we finally figured out the mill shooter and the D input with BAT files and then AHK files.
Yeah,
No more BAT files anymore.
You look at like people now, like that are just getting into it, and like on these like like the big pages, like on Lunatics, and they're all like getting drives, like from like what you guys provide. They're just getting builds, whether it be on Batacera or some of the sit-in folks on RetroPie, but the launch box builds, but they're getting builds. I mean, back in my day, all 4 years ago,
I did it by fucking hand. I typed in
I
HK
had
myself.
MAME, and I was adding one game at a time, and they're all like, "How do I add 4,000 games all at once?" I'm like, "Fuck you." Like,
Biohazard. How does Biohazard? Somebody just posted Biohazard. My PS3. It just shows that the PS3 needs to turn off. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, okay.
I won't add
PS3, no one got right except me. All right, I'm gonna brag on this one. All right, no one has perfect working PS3 except my build.
Yeah,
there's only 3 games for PS3. People keep adding fucking these other PS3 games,
and no one got those 3 working right.
And they require a D-pad or an analog stick to move because they're not on the fucking rail. And that's not a light gun game. That is a controller-based game.
Yeah,
that's a first-person
shooter.
Wii.
Now we're back to the Wii now.
It's like playing GoldenEye with a it's like playing GoldenEye with a light gun. You're not going to play GoldenEye with a light gun. It doesn't work. You need a controller to move. right?
Yeah.
It really gets to me that people do that. Like I won't add Biohazard for, I won't add, I think it's Biohazard for PlayStation 1 because you have to do the gun lift thing to move.
Oh yeah,
And
that's not doing.
yeah, I won't even bother with that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not adding that game. That's not a real light gun game. It's
No,
not on the
I
rail.
put Dead Space on for I think it was the Wii version or something.
Yeah,
but-
Yeah,
Dead
you need a
Space.
controller for it.
yeah.
Dead Space, Resident Evil, Buck Hunt, some of the Cabela Hunters, you just not
think
really
all
play.
of
One of the
Hunter-
Resident Evils for Wii is on the rail.
Okay-ish.
It's on the
Yeah.
rail, but it's not emulated right. People still have issues.
I
with
think
it.
it's Umbrella Chronicles is on
Yeah,
the rail.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Ray, I got to admit, I'm still to this day, I'm always impressed with like some of the stuff you do. With speaking of the PS3, the games that are really good light gun games, you were able to get them to launch without that calibration screen for the
Yeah.
PlayStation Move.
Oh yeah.
So that was super cool. you
And
know?
I didn't do the 1 pixel shifting that Sinden did. I actually made it real true full screen, and I figured out how to launch it without getting the errors each time. Actually, that kind of pissed me off because I was trying to update my PS3 emulator and use the later version that has a smaller save state file. They actually made an update just last month. It crashes out. If I tried making 3 new save states, 2 might work and 1 will crash out. So I was like, all right, stick to what's stable. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I did
Is
one.
that-
I did like
Yeah.
updating. I
Well,
got
no,
PS2 working.
That reminds me
I-
of PS2, where you suddenly, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Time Crisis 2, we had 2-player working. Time Crisis 3, we did not. And then all of a sudden, Ray had Time Crisis 3 working. And I was like, what did you do? He's like, actually nothing. I just updated something and now it works.
Yeah. So PS2, the latest PS2 PC XS2 Nightly adds gamepad support, which if you have a gun for IR, you can put into gamepad mode, and you can have true native 2-player support with crosshairs now, natively. Yeah, no more
Right.
UV
Oh
plugin,
yeah, that's
no
you
more of that
kinda
bullshit.
sent us
Yeah.
that. Yes, yes.
Oh,
And then-
Arcade Junkie sold his Sindens. I just want to hallelujah every time.
Thank God.
Anytime someone sells their Sindens, an angel gets its wings.
Sell them to me
House-
because I use them for Batacera builds. I'll buy all the sending guns now.
Yeah. House of the
Oh,
Dead
yeah,
4
you
use
reported that
Technoparrot,
last
not
week.
PS3. PS3
For
is only one
Battlestar,
player.
It seems to be awesome, but like I try to help people, like complete strangers on the internet, and whenever they say, "Hey, I'm having a problem with this kind of light gun game," I'm like, "Oh, just do this, and they're like, "What? I'm using Sindens on Batacera," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're just wasting my time."
Somebody commented on one of my Batacera Lycan videos and said Wii isn't working.
No,
And I responded and I go, Wii doesn't come on my drives. Go talk to Batacera. Like what the fuck, man?
Battlestar does have Dolphin.
It's got Dolphin support, but I don't know if
I don't think for light guns though.
I don't know. I know Multicade Matt. He said that he added Wii to my drive, and for Batacera, and he said that they were working, but I don't know what he did to get them working. And I don't go that high. I won't. If you want Wii, buy the drive and use a Windows PC.
Yeah, I believe
that's the way I go.
Wii on Battlestar should be 1-player only. They'll do the single mouse emulation. They won't do the DDI 3 number thing. They won't do the DDI number
The DDI
demo
thing
shooter.
is super janky. Like not even
Yeah.
able to touch it. So he's like, I did it.
Well-
I'm never updating it. It's jank.
I think the light guns are hit or miss on Batacera actually too, because I tried to add Xbox to mine just to see if it would work, because OG Xbox will run on that Dell PC that I use.
Sure.
Really?
And it will. And I loaded up Virtual Cop 3, but the border didn't activate. So there was nothing, I couldn't play it. And it's an automatic border. There's no Sinden. So the Sinden software is pre-installed on Batacera.
How about Gunfire R? Can Gunfire
I didn't try
do...
I didn't try it.
Well, Gunfire
Because it's one of those.
It just does mouse. So the weird thing about Virtual Cop 3, literally out of nowhere, I don't know, like a couple months or something had gone by since the last time I tried to play it, and then somebody tries to play Virtual Cop 3 at my house one day, and all of a sudden the start buttons aren't working anymore. The gun is fine as far as I can tell, but none of my buttons are mapped anymore. And I think there's some kind of bug in it. So I put in a bug on, Demal Shooter, and was like, hey, I set everything, and it just all of a sudden just doesn't work anymore.
I don't think that's the mall shooter.
No, it's not. It's the CBXC
It was the
XBX
version of
emulator.
CBX, and it was like when I updated I didn't update. I downloaded the newest version of CBX, and now
Yeah,
it
it's
works.
yeah.
Why did it stop working on my old one? I have no idea. So,
That is the MS gamepad configuration. So something, if another controller got plugged in or something, it has to be
Oh,
you have to
Kimpa
set.
says a reinstall of CBX would have done it. That makes a lot more sense. I
Yeah,
installed a new version thinking new version fixed it, but probably just reinstalling my existing version would have also
yeah.
fixed it.
Yeah, CXVX is a little bit buggy still. Like even the emulation of a Virtual Cop, there are crashes sometimes, and
Yeah,
sometimes
the
you
only
get
things I
get a
use it
fail to
for
start.
are I only
Virtual
use it
Cop 3.
and Dark Silhouette, Silent Scope. So
But Silent Scope, only Silent Scope 2 works.
Yeah,
Dark Silhouette. That's part
Yeah,
two.
1 and 3 are still broken graphically, I think.
Yeah.
and it doesn't work on Dreamcast either.
What
Silent
Silent Scope
Scope.
you mean?
Yeah, for Dreamcast,
Mm,
it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Redream has like one player gun support, I believe.
But that game specifically doesn't have gun support
Yeah.
over Redream or Flycast or Demul. I tried it. I even tried RetroArch. There's no support in RetroArch either.
I believe that one only takes mouse emulation. Or
Either way, there's no support.
yeah,
Yeah, for that game specifically.
Well,
Flycast did update though. Flycast to 2.2 now has a Manic Panic Go support.
it's because you don't have one of these. See, if you had one of these, it would work. But
I got a Dreamcast kiosk right here.
Yeah, see,
Can that actually be a retail game player? Can you put a retail game in the kiosk?
Yeah, it's a retail console.
Oh, I thought it might be like but they give you a demo disc only, a demo special disc, right?
The demo discs are the expensive part. So the demo discs are the ones that you want to find to play on the kiosk, but I can just play regular Dreamcast games on it. So
cool.
I actually bought. So I have the kiosk Dreamcast, but I bought another Dreamcast, a regular one, so that I could play the burn discs. So and I got that inside right now, so I can play burn discs because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like $270. So I'm not spending that much money on one game.
Yeah, you can burn them you can burn them and play them on any Dreamcast. So
well, the kiosk Dreamcast didn't work for a burn disc. So I wonder if it's I don't know if it's because it's a demo unit or if it's the very first one. Probably the drive,
yeah. But I did so I have my original Dreamcast, but I did the DC HDMI mod on it.
Oh, nice! I saw Taki Ura, not Taki. What's his name? Macho Nacho was showing that mod off. That's awesome.
It's a
few loaders, baby.
That was like hardcore, like ribbon cable, like soldering.
Yeah, the tacking thing.
Yeah, the only thing about it though is that when I did it, I lost all analog video output. It's just HDMI out, so I can't do light guns on my Dreamcast anymore. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Fair enough.
So wait, you did the GDEMU mod and then you did an HDMI mod?
Not the GDEMU. I still just play disc. I burn disc.
Oh.
But it's HDMI out now. So but most of all the light gun games for Dreamcast are like there's better versions elsewhere, or we have the arcade version. So I'm not missing much. I mean, short of like this amazing thing here. So
you want to have some fun? I can unmute Ray's mic.
Woo.
Wow.
Hang on, let's see if we can hear him peeing. Oh, I won't unmute it. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you bastard.
Oh, this.
That would have been really good.
It would have been weird, but it would have been good.
Yeah, all right.
So Joel, I was able to start your stream without you. I'm very proud of that. I haven't messed with StreamYards until just now.
That's cool.
But I had set up a scheduled live stream on my own channel, and it did not pick up. I had to kill that and then start streaming. So lessons learned. Next time, I think I get it all figured out. But yeah, I'm
bastards! I could hear you over the phone, over the mics in my bathroom.
You know.
I tried.
I took the AirPods out so they would automatically mute. Yeah, okay. You're gonna try to beat me at tech.
Vic, what are you doing?
I got the second camera, so I'm just mapping it the same as I got that one. So it's like
are you multitasking over here?
What do you mean mapping?
It's like I'm taking all the settings from that and then I'm putting it on this to make sure because I started with this camera, it's all dark. I'm like, what the
listen,
fuck is happening?
Vic, eyes up here, baby. Eyes up here.
I know, sorry. I apologize.
Oh man.
I'm gonna grab another seltzer. Hey, no whiskey today, Brad? You're having beer?
I'm having beer because it's a work night for me. You guys got me in rare form on a Friday, but on Sundays I gotta dial it back.
Does anybody
Oh,
stream on Fridays? I don't think anybody streams Friday.
yeah, they
night.
do. My buddy does, but he does
No,
porn, so it's a different story.
I mean in like the arcade community.
I
no,
don't know.
B does
I've-
Thursdays, so
I don't think anybody does Fridays. Well, no. Wait, I'm sorry. There is. I think Biggie D does, and then the Star Wars arcade pinball talk show with Papa Brad and Brooklyn
Oh, okay.
Menace, I believe. I think they do Friday nights too. All right.
I
I was gonna say we could switch to Friday nights if you want.
I'm okay with that.
you know, Friday nights are a little more active. So for, whiskey time on Fridays.
I'm fine. I mean, I don't go out on Friday nights much anymore, so
Oh, Super Game Room dudes are out on Friday.
Super gamer.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we don't want to.
No, that's what I was doing on Friday. I was watching their stream right after Glenn's because they both had the New Wave Toys guys on.
Oh, right, and Glenn streams Friday nights too.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
yeah. So there is a lot of people.
so
that
there's a
stream
lot of
Fridays.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick
Or
to
we could just
Sundays.
steal their traffic when they're done streaming, and then we could start our after show. We could be like the Fallon, to their
The late.
I mean, people will watch eventually, right? People will watch.
Yeah, I got a lot of post people like the people the next day, the next morning. That's usually when I get like the view count.
That's what I'm hoping for, like by like hijacking your all stream here. I'm trying to get one of those New Year's resolutions was to actually like apply myself on my YouTube channel a little bit. I was watching Saturday night. I was watching Killer Arcade Games live stream from his arcade shed.
I like that
and,
guy.
And he said he likes my channel. He says my channel is super underrated. But then he caught himself. He's like, but I'm sure it's gonna get better. Like, no, I appreciate it, but he has a point. I don't really apply myself very much. So.
Well, to be fair, you have a day job, Brad. It's a different story. Yeah.
He makes good content though. Killer Arcade Games. He makes really good content. I've been following him. I've been following that guy since even before I was in the arcade community. So yeah, he's got some really good real arcades too. He's got a Killer Instinct 1 and 2.
Oh, he's got quite the collection.
Yeah.
For that YouTube man, he better have Killer Instinct 1 and 2 too.
He did a really good review on the arcade 1-up Killer Instinct, comparing it to the real one. I think he might have did the best review on that.
Well, one of his first big videos that I saw was he made his own Killer Instinct out of an arcade 1-up, way before they announced one. So
he made a cool gun cabinet too. It was just running MAME.
He did. I sent him some guns for that because he was waiting forever for his Sindens, and I had upgraded to gun for IR, and I had those jolt gun aim tracks that Ray built me. I sent them to CAG, and
that's who it went to.
Yeah, they went to CAG for a while, and then CAG was done with them when his Sindens came in. He sent them back to me. I sent them to you.
Back to me.
For IR, where you then sent them to Joel, and those guns have been around.
I sold them off. Yeah, they went into an arcade cabinet.
That blue gun went to Brett, looped around the world probably, or around maybe the state anyway. Yeah.
There's a customer of this guy. Well, you refurbed it again for like a third time, right? And you redid the solenoid on the inside of it. You did some stuff to it to make it like new condition again.
Yeah, it was a little worn.
Yeah, and then it went into an arcade cabinet, so a customer has it. They're enjoying it. I haven't heard from them.
That's good. We want the customers to never contact us again unless you want to buy something new. That means you did a good job.
Here's a fun thing. So this short here from a while back, I was just playing around with Time Crisis 5 before it was really working, and in it I'm still got my old aim tracks. Well, see how my aim track has that red tape on it? That's how I could identify which was player 1, player 2.
That's not a bad idea
for me, right? So, fast forward like a year later, and I sold that aim track on eBay. And then the person who bought it sent me a message. And he's like, I just got to ask. And he did a screen cap from that video. He's like, are you Brad D? Is this the same aim track you've been using in your Time Crisis videos? And I was like, yes. What? Like after he bought it, he realized that like he'd been watching me like play. He's like, "Are you that guy? Did I just buy an aim track from somebody on YouTube that I
watched?" Is your username
Are
Brad
you that guy?
Yes. No, not on eBay. It isn't. No. Sorry, on YouTube. Yeah, not on eBay. He just recognized the gun, and he's just like, "You aren't Brad D by any chance, are you?" So
that's funny.
The shorts are like, I don't know. I don't really understand the YouTube shorts.
No, they're trying to pick up off like TikToks.
TikTok style, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
for
dude,
low attention span.
It
No,
is
but-
random.
Yeah.
But you can't even do hashtags on that.
No, well, you can, but you can't do your
You
own.
lose your
You
character
have to match
space.
an existing hashtag, and it's also like garbage for the earning. Like, for example, like if you want to like monetize for regular videos, you need to like have like 3,000 watch hours inside of a year's time. But
Yeah.
for shorts, you need 3 million shorts.
Oh, forget
in a
it.
year's time, and like so the shorts are pretty much worthless.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy because like Brad's your story right now with like your like goal that you told me about your achievement for like YouTube. It's definitely different than like what I hit. It's very. They must have changed. Like I don't get it. I just don't get it.
It's a moving target. So
But the crazy thing right now is that all like the YouTubers, whatever you want to call it, they all like you need to make the shorts like to get the views. So no joke. Yet I posted what I do with the shorts is I take my Instagrams and then I make it into one. But you can only put 1 minute. So like if my shit's longer, yesterday I did the one where I was delivering the Game Room Solutions cabinet.
saw
And
that.
I looked at it and somehow it's got 2.4K views on it.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how. No, my other shorts don't have that many views.
I did a short this weekend. I did a bunch of shorts. One short was just a clip from Dragon's Lair that I thought was funny. It has 24 views. I did a clip answering somebody's question about an old Tomb Raider video. It got 2,000 views. They were uploaded at the same time, but 2 views or 2,000 views, unless it was 2 million views, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Even if it's 2 million, you're not making much money. Trust me. Like
no.
YouTube is for promoting products, not for making
YouTube
money.
makes everything in the the phone aspect ratio. Whether that video is not, it'll crop it, and it makes it cap off at 60 seconds no matter what. You go to TikTok and you put a 16:9, it just puts bars on the top and bottom and lets you do it. If you want a longer video, it lets you do it.
Yeah. Wait.
Like, nope.
You guys can last longer than a minute?
Apparently on TikTok I can do 3 minutes. It's just I honestly my editing, when I edit, I have to actually open. I have a separate in Premiere Pro, it's called a project. I have a project strictly for vertical. Right. And then I basically change the one file, and then I have it's such a fucking it's work, but the views it gets crazy.
Yeah. If you're doing it on an iPhone, if you're using iMovie on your iPhone, there is no vertical, so you have to do all your editing sideways, and then when you're all done, rotate the video in your Photos app before you upload it.
Oh god, that sounds nauseating. Now I have to say,
sucks. Anyone who's watching this, if you wanted to be a content creator, just don't.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, dude. You know what's crazy? You would never think it was that much work.
And it's very underpaid, actually.
It is very
not paid well.
If you ask me, it's I'm not gonna say the word it's not worth it, but
it's important.
If you're there trying to get like the payment from
YouTube,
it ain't happening.
Yeah, you guys get the advertising out there for your businesses. You get the word out the way. But if you're making content just for the content, like you better love it, because it's going to really grind you down. I was talking to B Kong about that. He started doing a lot more live streams and a lot more shorts and a lot less of the produced videos because it just takes forever. I uploaded a Mame Hooker video today. The video ended up being like 12 minutes long. I spent 5 hours editing that video, and I'm not exaggerating.
What the fuck?
See, that's why I do raw dog videos. I just record it and fucking upload it.
I give Joe the biggest props because he's a one shot done. I'm like, if you see, I'm the same way. I Joel like an hour and a half.
Joel actually does some TikTok filters and does like the background music. I don't even do that. I don't even have look at my shit. Zero background music.
That's like the shorts. That's how Joel makes the shorts.
That's just TikTok though. That's me recording, whatever, and I'm making like a little preview of the arcade, and then I throw it into TikTok, and TikTok does the auto cut. And I just
it does it for you.
So it's doing it for me. I'm not doing it, and then I'll save that video and I'll add it to the YouTube video as like the when you turn it on, you see the arcade type thing. And you see the
I thought you put a lot of effort into it. I didn't know it was automatic.
No, that takes me like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine is all raw.
Cut is pretty cool when it hits, but sometimes it gets like it does this random collection of like you put a bunch of videos up and hit auto cut, and then it's all pictures of somebody's elbow or something like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't
You're
get
not
the
even
good
in frame.
Yeah, right.
I go through all the auto cuts and I choose the right one that I think is cool.
Will
You
the
know?
gun come as a gun one? What do you mean as a gun one?
But-
Like
I thought
It
you
could
would
be-
know what he meant.
if you mean if it's if it's
Brad,
They're
can
two
you
different
come up with
arcade
one?
junkie. They're just two
'Cause
different
You're not
guns,
as
brother.
loud as like
They
the other
are.
guy.
What?
I mean, yeah, I'll bring one. I got an extra one right here. Hold on.
Who's not loud?
You,
Yeah, who's
Brad,
that loud?
can you bump up your mic volume?
Oh, pump up the volume.
Pump up the volume.
Brad
Put it
is
to 11.
okay. Brad
Put
is
it to
okay.
11.
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Wait, have you
Oh.
guys not been hearing me this whole time?
No,
we
no,
were-
no. It was like when Ray was talking and Joel, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the gun
no, when we
player
keep
one.
talking over
Yeah,
each other.
Yeah,
it'll come
you
as
can-
player one.
You can
Yeah.
set it to whatever. You can set it to 1, 2, 3, or 4. But in general, it will come as player 1 and 2. If you bought one gun from me before and then you bought another, I will see it in my order list, and I'll say, okay, Arcade Junkie bought a second gun. He probably wants this one as player 2. So I'll confirm with you. But
Yeah.
if you're a first time buyer, I'll always set it to player 1. So of course
Says
you can
that
set it to
now.
whatever.
You can
Yeah,
change.
You know,
it.
do you know how many times I've plugged in a gun for IR and both of them were fucking gun one?
There's a
Like in an
video-
arcade, and I'm like, motherfucker, I gotta flash it. Which one is fucking gun one now or gun two?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this one is actually kind of rare. This is an orange one, which is supposed to be the American version, but this is actually made in Japan one. So this is actually the good quality one, but in orange. So yeah, this one is
It's for sale.
this one's for sale. But I got this one a little bit weird. This one actually came from my 3D printer. He had an extra like random GunCon 2, and he just sent it to me. I modded it, and that's it. Oh, Brad, these are new cables. I think you've seen this before, but yeah,
I haven't seen them in person because mine don't have those cables.
send them in. Upgrade fee, you know the deal. Wait, Arcade Junkie, you bought 3? From me?
Check your orders.
Well, I don't know his
I
real
just
bloody.
bought 3 just
You
now.
guys think
I don't know his bloody name. Like, I can't just type in arcade drug addict. Is yeah. There was a new one that just came out a few like
Check your
literally an
orders.
hour.
You just bought 3.
No, he didn't. No, he said he bought 3, but not
Said he
current, not
ordered
recently. No, not
I don't know.
recently. Yeah. If he did, and I don't know his name because his name is not Arcade Junkie on my Shopify, obviously.
MTM, Ray fucking invented that.
Yeah, that's the wide angle lens.
Yeah,
No,
without that, you guys would not be able to. Be
Okay,
anywhere near
so
close to the screen.
Ray was the original person to put that on the guns.
no, I'm not actually. But
Just take the credit.
Yeah, but actually, this adapter is made by JB, so that you don't have to cut the gun. You don't have to do any drilling or modification to the shell to put the lens on. Now, if I wanted to be inside, I could, but then I
Yeah,
will have to
flush.
drill into the hole and expand it, which is not recommended for
But I've got.
for
I
a
don't know if
mod.
you guys can see my Time Crisis gun.
That one is flush fit. Yeah.
This one is a wide angle on it, but you guys don't see it poke out, so it can be flush. It's more work. So
Yeah. It's not that I won't do the work, but I just like to standardize it because we sell kits, and the kits have the standard, which is out, and it's easy to replace. Once it's in, you can't replace it. It's permanent. I got the 2 with a. If you tell me your name, I'll know. I know I sold 2 with a minor scratch at a little bit of discount. Oh, I think I remember who you are now. I don't remember your name or what you look like or how much you paid, but I remember I remember I sold 2 that had a little bit scratch that was discounted a little bit. And
that
Kim,
also was like the lens didn't you have to do that type of lens on like the aim track? Because like you just said, it was like the hole wasn't like big enough or something like that. No.
yeah, on the aim track, the hole's not
The
big enough.
shell.
Yeah,
the
I
impact
can
shell.
drill it now. I got a tool for it, but yeah. Okay, unless you work for the government or something, or like you are a drug dealer. If you are, we'll talk later. But yeah, Kim Sama, yes, there is a big ass difference. The plastic is very different. It's a thinner plastic on the made in China version. The buttons are lighter. Overall, even the PCB inside is actually a little bit different. So the made in Japan one is obviously better. Yeah. Okay, Steve. I got like 50 Steves here, man. Jesus. Do you have a wider name?
Send Ray an email.
Jesus.
That'll
I'm
be the
gonna-
best way to do this.
No, I got my orders opened up here. I just gotta look up generic Steve.
Look at generic Steve. Wait, Dude's Arcade. Yeah, Dude's Arcade is on my channel. I have a viewer making a comment.
Yeah.
Dude's Arcade. He wants to hype. Like, what's the next big one, guys? Like, so I'm thinking big, like JP big, like Jurassic Park just came out. So what do you think the next big release is? Not some PC crack of a game that
Point
nobody's
Blank
heard of.
X, I believe, is the next one coming up.
On
I've
Technoparent?
had-
Yeah, I believe so.
I
I've
think they're
had
working.
people-
They're working. Brett, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying I've had people asking a lot about Halo Fireteam Elite or Fireteam whatever. The Halo
Fireteam Raven, right?
Yeah.
Raven, yeah. The and they're like, oh, it's a Raw Thrills, right? They did one Raw Thrills, they can do them all, and I'm like, no, they can't. It's
No.
it's a Sentinel dongle in each one. So I think the only ones they did at the same time were Terminator Salvation and Aliens Armageddon, because I think those games are like literally just a skin. One's a skin of the other game. But yeah, so that one's I don't expect to see that one. What's the other one people have been
I
talking
thought
about?
a lot of people were hyping up for Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
I think they made an announcement with The Walking Dead back in the summertime, didn't they? I thought they said that they were working on Jurassic Park and The Walking Dead at the same time.
I heard a tease about it, but then nothing. So it's
Right.
It's chaos over there. They're Russians. Who knows? So,
Well, don't they buy the arcades and then like
They
pull the
do.
ROM from the arcades? So they use the Patreon money to. Yeah,
So
That's a lot
and that's
of money.
not. That's not the. Well, I mean, imagine how much they're getting it for over there. They're probably getting it for dirt ass cheap.
Wait, Steve, you should have gotten your guns already by now, right? I looked up every Steve on my account. You should have
I
gotten
think-
yours already.
If they're
you need to
doing that, isn't it just a better idea to go like to that local arcade and be like, "Hey, here's like $1,000. Can we?" Just
oh no,
like,
dude! Like no, they screw that, because those arcades, they have to pay. They have a contract and they actually pay like a monthly fee to keep all of those Sentinel dongles like active. I went to a Dave and Buster's. I put a video up of the flat screen Star Wars Battle Pod when my local arcade got the 2-player linked, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna show this off, right? So I put up a camera. It was like Wednesday at 11 a.m. Nobody's there. So I put up a camera tripod. Me and my brother were playing. They shut us down the second they saw us. Like, just having a video of like the stuff, much less
Wow.
asking them about like the inner workings. Like, no, they shut you down for like videotaping that stuff.
wow.
And
Even look
Oh.
at Ralph. Did you see Retro Ralph? I mean, it's sad about his inheritance of that Reloaded tab.
the Buck Hunter
But,
Reloaded, yeah.
That's
What
a-
happened
that's
with
a
that?
fucking expensive, dude. Those things are. It's an expensive game.
Yeah, very expensive. And then he was talking about the fact that that one also has a monthly subscription service where
Yeah.
you can have extra features and online scores. And he's like, of course, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. But it's another thing where, we don't realize this, that like, we know that the games are like super expensive, like $20,000 or more or something for these places. But on top of that, they're paying subscriptions because everyone nickels and dimes everything. So
Yeah.
Raw Thrills has found a way to nickel and dime these places to keep the arcade games working every month.
Yeah.
So
It's my
That's
Business
tough.
strategy.
I know Halo Fire Team doesn't have a subscription because my buddy owns an arcade / game store up north from me in Lockport, New York. It's called Toys from Low, and Lowe's Arcade Mania, and he's got Halo Fire Team in there that he bought.
Does he have like a 4-player or a 2-player? Because
He's got a 2-player.
There's a 2 and a 4, and then
He's got
a
the 2
tethered
player.
version now. There's a new
Yeah.
deluxe tethered with real guns now.
He's got the 2-player sit-down version that's enclosed.
That's the
And he's had it for like 2 years now.
Is
But
that
he,
kind
he
of like
pur-
a
he
House of
purchased
the Dead
it.
type of enclosed.
Kind of. It's more like a bubble.
it's like a dome. It's like
It's
a
like a
dome
dome
type thing.
bubble type of thing.
Yeah.
But I know there's no subscription service for at least that game.
yeah.
So he paid
Ray,
12 G's for that.
Ray,
Gun to CRT, I actually am not involved in because it's too niche for me. I mean, the number of people who have a CRT and the number of people who actually have a house to put a CRT in is just a very small amount of people. So I'm on the more businessy side, and JB is very much the genius that creates all this stuff. So that portion, that's all on him.
I didn't
Yeah,
even know that was a thing that you guys are making. That's pretty cool.
Not me, obviously. JB is has a Gun 4 IR CRT version,
Yeah.
which will allow you to play like the modern PC games on a CRT.
It goes
using some
reverse.
other- yeah, it
So
goes.
that-
It's the So if you have a CRT, then you can use it.
right.
if
That's
you
gonna be
don't-
really cool when it comes out because if
It's
he can
super
figure out a way
niche,
to
yeah.
get that, if he can figure out a way how to hook that into the JAMA board, then that's a whole new.
It will be
world
for
of purchasing.
it'll be for like PCs, and there'll be converters for from what I know. If JB, if you're watching, I might be wrong about it, but yeah, but there'll be converters for like actual console games. So you can use different guns on consoles, and
Yeah,
like a
which
Gun
is
Con 2 on a different console.
That would be cool.
right. Yeah, so a
Yeah.
lot of people have been asking about like, can I just play a PS2 on my flat screen using Gun for
No.
IR? And like, there's been talk of like various converters. Sinden also talked about making a converter for the PlayStation 1, and it's just so like, it's still jank. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, put a
Yeah.
RetroPie in the middle, and then maybe it can. Blah, blah, blah. It's
It's jank.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's super
But
neat.
actually, did you see that IGN did an article on Sinden?
Yeah. It was well
And
deserved.
they were talking about the whole purpose of it. They were talking about the console, the Sinden to console, and how it was going to be universal.
Yeah,
So-
that's a lot of people jumped on that because they were all excited because they just think like, oh, I can play my old light gun games, like
Right.
not emulated, but my literal old Duck Hunt on my NES.
Yeah, that's a whole new world of
And-
people and customers for him, is what
they
it
would
is.
just jump on it, but it is not a consumer ready product. It is prototype.
You would have to
Oh, yeah.
render the border, and then you would also have to convert analog to HDMI. So that's
Right.
another mod or convert. The converters suck. I've tried them
Well,
before, like trying
I
to
mean,
play
he's going to
Wii
have
on a.
somehow he's going to have that all built into the gun.
No, but the console
it's
itself
a-
has to
yeah.
be converted to HDMI. Who the hell has analog input on a TV nowadays? Except LG. On a modern flat screen. Modern
Not
flat
on the
screen, I
modern
mean.
flat screens. Yeah,
I
no.
wouldn't use it on a flat screen. I would use
No, but
it
that's
on
what they
one
were
of these.
saying. They were saying they will be able to use Sinden on a legit console, like a Dreamcast, for example,
Right.
but
And
on
then-
an HD TV.
And what it requires a separate component, like another
Yeah.
computer, like a Raspberry Pi, between your console and your TV.
No,
That
he's
takes the
eliminating
analog-
that.
Yeah, so it takes the analog video and it gets rid of that delay
Right.
that causes the light guns to not work anymore. So yeah,
Right.
in addition
So he's-
to outside of the tracking, outside of like the borders or whatever else that the gun needs to track.
Right. When this is actually released to the world, it won't have that in between Pi thing or anything.
Yeah,
like
that'd be great.
It's
Like
just
that,
going to
that's
be the
very
gun
needed.
plugged into with probably some type of universal connector that you could probably hot swap out, or you're probably going to have to buy separately, because it's money. That you could just plug into whatever console that it is. I'm curious about the Nintendo on a CRT TV. Definitely curious about that. But even so, you can get an HDMI converter. You can buy a cheap one for like $20.
You can, and you
Yeah.
you get what you pay for, but
You do.
can. Yeah. Yeah. So, the earlier comment, I wanted to say hi to Bobby Vu. This reminds me of something I wanted to bring up to Ray is I also want to mod a Gun for IR for the first time. I know that I am taking away a sale of yours, but you told me that I should just give my hand at it, and I had talked about modding.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's a rabbit hole.
So I wanted to hit you up to get a kit,
Sure.
but I wanted to, I don't want to mess around. Just I want you to send me a 24-volt solenoid and a bunch of other stuff that doesn't normally come with your kits. So I'm going to hit you up offline to
24-volt solenoid.
Yeah.
You do know that if
You're still
the
going to make money
soleno-
off them, Ray.
Oh no, that's never been. But
Well,
do
Ray
you,
has
you
that
do
kit that he offers, so
you do know that even if I give you a 12 or 24-volt solenoid, if it's the same size, the power's the same. The only difference is the resistor inside. So you might as well use 12 if that's the main thing in your well, you have both in your build, but
I've got both of my builds. So I was
the only reason to use 24-volt is if you want a bigger solenoid that needs 24-volt to power it, like the Time Crisis gun. So
Like
if
the
you plan to
Time
do a
Crisis,
small one,
right.
like, for example,
the idea is I was looking for a larger one because I know that the House of the Dead 4 Uzis, it's the same solenoid. You can run it on 12 or 24.
Yeah.
I was looking for a larger solenoid because I'll be having the large pulse rifle shell, and I want the extra
Ooh.
kick to like be able to get through all that extra
There you go.
plastic. So
here, this is exactly what's in the pulse rifle.
Time Crisis.
No, this is the pulse rifle, your Aliens pulse rifle.
Oh, the mounted pulse rifle. Yes. Okay, great. Yes, that's what I want. I want that.
This,
give me
this is
yeah.
what I put inside your House of the Dead 4 Uzi.
Yes.
This is the big one.
That's
Yeah.
I want
So,
that. So put it
If
in the
you
box.
use a small one like this, 12 or 24-volt, there's no difference. It's just a resistor.
Yeah.
This is for
So-
small guns. Hang on. This is for you can only fit this in several things. So yeah, I got you.
I am
Nope.
proficient at fitting large things in tight places. So,
Now, Brad made a comment just now. I want to ask you real quick, Brad, because you mentioned something about going from 12. You said something about 12 volt and 24 volt. If you took that gun and it's a 24 volt solenoid, but you put 12 volts to it, is it
Half
do you feel
power.
the difference?
Half power.
Yeah. So for the guns that can do both, like the mounted guns, if you that big solenoid that Ray had, if you put 12 volts in that, it's going to be like super underpowered.
Right.
But if you take the solenoid like in the House of the Dead 4 Uzis, you can put 12 or 24 volt in there. 24 volt has more of a kick. You won't always. I'm not going to say you're always going to notice that more of a kick, but Ray points out that if you are running it at that full 24 volt versus the 12, you're actually putting a lot more wear and tear and heat on the solenoid coil.
Right.
So 12 volt has more of a longevity. When I was hooking up my friend's House of the Dead 4 cab, it's we did a 12 volt power supply on those, and he's happy with that. So you know, it puts more of a lifespan on it.
So to explain it, like here's a good explanation. So because this one is 24 natively, right? It is 24 natively, but the way the House of Dead 4
good.
the way the 24 the House of Dead 4 was done was the bracket was tighter, so it's like this. Okay, so I only need a little power to get it to squeeze
Not
this
enough
much.
travel
I
though,
didn't need the full travel. That's why 12 volt still feels decent on it. But if you're using something like Time Crisis, you put a 12 volt in there, that Japanese expensive ass solenoid, 12 volt won't even move it. It will not even move it like a little
And
bit.
that's how it is with the mounted guns, the aliens guns. 12 volts won't move them because
there's the full length there. Yeah,
the mounted guns have they have the circuit. There's a 12 volt circuit and a 24 volt. The 12 volt just does the lights.
Yeah.
And now at first when I didn't know this when I got my mounted guns, they was like, again, back to the Wild West days. I just put 12 volts on the whole thing and the solenoids didn't even fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
it can't pull the full length. It can pull halfway, but yeah.
Then I split it into a 12 and 24 volt hot wires and did a common ground. Then I had recoil. So
yeah,
you just went and was like, let me just put 24 volts to this. Oh, shit. That's a real cowboy there. That's
the only thing. There was one label on one of the guns on one of the wires, and it was in Chinese. So I remember holding a camera with Google Translate, and it said "ground." I'm like, "Fuck." So,
what? It probably wasn't even black. It was probably green. Was it green or black?
It was brown.
Brown. I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Star Wars yolk ground colored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
you can put 12 volt in a 24, no problem. If it doesn't move, that's no big deal. But you putting a 24 and a 12, that's over voltaging it. You will burn something eventually. That's what Aimtrack did. They put a 36 into a 6.
Yeah, what did Retro Ralph did that to his gun for IR, his first one.
Yeah, first one, 24 volt.
Like, this is really cool, this 12 volt recoil. But you know what? Let's just kick it up a notch. I'll put 24. And then he burned the whole board up.
Oh,
that was my mistake. I sent him a European power plug. I didn't check it in the box.
Ray's like, it's my fault. You know, I gave a monkey a gun and the monkey killed somebody. It's my fault.
I compensated him for that one. I fixed that one for him. But yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I definitely want to hit you up, Ray, for
sure.
A kit, and then I'm going to try to make my own first gun for IR gun. So,
which one do you want to make? Do you have an idea yet? Well, you got a box of light guns there.
I'm going to do a pulse rifle. I have the Nerf pulse rifle. I'm going to gut the Nerf pulse rifle and do solenoid and rumble on that.
I'll send you some micro switches too. You're going to need that because the pulse rifle is going to be a bit of a
pain. You're modding the Nerf gun. I'm going to start calling you the fusion guy.
I would definitely say, I mean, not to make it like a collaboration, but I mean, again, Ray does advertise. He does have like just the
we have kits. So. We have the USB, the universal PCBs that make it a little bit easier if you're not good at like memorizing wires to label it for you.
And I think honestly, like, I mean, not to toot Brad's horn, but like when your videos that you make, Brad, when you talk and stuff, I think it would be an awesome like tutorial. So if you get that video down.
I do like to talk. I actually have a cool video coming up. Speaking of like actually doing like wiring and stuff, my Atari Star Wars arcade cabinet that's over there, I actually have a cool mod for it where I'm going to be taking I have an Allen 1 yoke in it. So it's the aftermarket yoke. I'll be taking the yoke off and putting a rumble motor in it and light up buttons. And then there's a couple ROM chips you can swap out on the board so that when you take damage, it initiates that rumble motor in the yoke.
Wow!
So did you get the rumble motor from? Did you get that from Buy Stuff?
No, actually, it's the rumble motor. It's a kit I got from a wait. Here it is. It's a site I've never heard of. It's a guy who actually makes them by hand.
I gotta ask Brad later if he has room in his arcade for something.
Is Ray going to pee again?
We know. You can give it a try.
Jason. Arcade Jason makes this flight yoke mod, and he actually hand makes them. And it comes with just a pretty standard rumble motor, right? Focus.
Arcade
But
Jason.
he actually has custom ROM chips that replace some of the ROMs in the Star Wars game that will then translate damage. And here's the cool part. You don't need to. How do you get that signal to go to the rumble motor? He actually has the signal go out to what would normally be the counter on the coin slot. The game counter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your real Star Wars.
Yeah, real Atari Star Wars.
Right,
Yeah.
the real one. Okay, I'm thinking the modded one.
You plug
Okay.
the game counter, and you plug the wire from the game counter into the rumble motor, and then it actually sends that through that wire. So it is super cool.
That's a crazy mod.
It's a crazy mod,
a really
right?
expensive N64 rumble pack. That's all that it is.
Yeah, but on top of that, just for fun, because like while you're already in there, he included a little custom PCBs that you can put in on the triggers that have LEDs on them, so you can get lights on your triggers on the yoke. So
that's like MAME hooker before MAME hooker.
It is like ancient analog MAME hooker. So.
Now, how did you? Let me just. How did you even like
find this type of mod?
That you found
deep dive YouTube. Now that I've got some of these, real pinball machines, real arcade games, I've been looking to see what's out there because I like to mess with these things more than I like to play them. And I found this video and it was years old. I'm like, well, the links can't still be good. The links were still good. On top of that, also deep diving my Star Trek pinball table, I found somebody who made a custom 1-to-1 replacement of the soundboard. You like take out the soundboard, and I have a new soundboard in there that has an SD card slot, and it plays all new sound effects. It plays music. This is an old 70s table. It just went beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Now it's got full-on voice sound effects. You can hit dip switches to switch between the original series or the movies. And you can attract music and all kinds of
crazy. Did a VPX mod on a real deal.
Yeah, right?
Now,
that's cool.
Like real quick, in reference like that, for example, that Star Trek pinball mod you just said, are we talking like big bucks for this mod, or are you talking like
$200?
Wow,
that's not bad.
For pinball, it's not bad at all.
That's amazing. Now, especially because it is a direct replacement. It is a brand new soundboard. Wow. So, like, let's say that your soundboard was fried, right? Yeah. You'd pay more than $200 for a replacement soundboard. This is a direct replacement, same cables and everything. And it plays, you can actually also, I mentioned there's lots of dip switches. You can set it to just play the stop beat boops. You don't have to like play the music. So you can also use this as a replacement if you burned out your soundboard. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Now, how much, if you don't mind, if you don't have to answer, but this Atari mod, how much was that?
Oh God, I don't remember. It was cheap. It was super cheap. It was like less. It was, I want to say it was like $100 or less.
Wow.
Yeah. These guys, I mean, it's like handmade, low volume stuff. You figured they would have to charge more for it, but off the top of my head, I can't give all the proper credits. But I'm going to be doing YouTube videos on both of them, so stay tuned.
That's awesome. I have to sit and fully watch you did the Dragon's Lair, right? The Dragon's Lair video.
I did. I put out Dragon's Lair, and then I put out a Space Ace already after that too. So
I think the Dragon's Lair, I started it. I hate Daphne.
I don't like the gameplay. That too much reaction time. Like
I can't. So then I'm like I was watching the beginning of it, and then it's actually kind of crazy how your disc is, because like you said it basically just plays it from start to finish.
Yeah. It's even more so on Space Ace, because there was on Dragon's Lair, it would randomize some of your encounters, so you couldn't just memorize everything. It would change up the rooms. Space Ace goes one further, where it then takes the same rooms or sequences and then has a mirror image. So now right is left and left is right. So on the Laserdisc, you'll see on the video I uploaded, you'll see sequences that play out, and then it goes again, and everything is mirrored image. So it just gave more game variety. But yeah, the PCB on the game would interpret your controls and just tell the Laserdisc over a serial command to jump to certain chapters. Wow. Whereas I'm just putting the Laserdisc in and just playing it straight through.
Yeah.
And so you guys see everything. There was a cool thing where the original Dragon's Lair, there was like this urban legend that the first thing that happens before you even get in the castle, there's a drawbridge and like a tentacle monster, right? And everyone's like, that wasn't in the arcade. That was a special edition on a remaster on a PC version or something like that, where they could get. It was always there. If you guys watch my video, it's the first thing that happens. It was always on the game, but the original firmware on the CPU skipped it.
Oh,
so
shit.
You never encountered that on the original arcade. But then when they, of course, remastered it, or put it on PC or something, then people saw it for the first time. It was always there, though. So
interesting. And that's in the beginning of the video?
Yep.
How
Well,
quick
the very
is
beginning
that?
of the
Is
video
that a
goes
quick
through all the
chapter?
test stuff. It does the test beep boops and then the attract mode, and then
Right.
But yeah, the first thing inside the castle you'll see before he gets in the castle, he goes over the drawbridge, and this tentacle monster tries to get you. That's when you were playing the original arcade, you never saw that.
I think I saw it on your video real quick, and
Yeah. Oh well, talk about.
Isn't that the laser disc though for the arcade? Because the arcade was running a laser disc inside.
yeah,
it.
he has
Yeah.
it. In
And I
his,
have
he's-
the
Original,
Yeah,
original,
that's-
right?
right. And so yours has the tentacles on it, but the actual arcade didn't. But it's the same.
Well,
thing.
it was on the disc, but the game's computer was not playing that chapter.
Yeah, he said it's like a program to
okay.
skip it.
All right,
It
all
always
right.
skipped
Sorry.
over it.
Yeah.
And the
Well, like me when I'm in the garage and I'm building, I just try to watch list stuff. So I had Brad's video on, but it's sometimes like background noise. But then
Right.
I saw the attract mode, but then I saw I saw this. Yes, can you make him
let's
bigger
see.
real quick?
Can you make him bigger?
Giggity.
I hate. I
There we
mean,
go.
I don't want to say it because Bradley's a big fan, but me personally, I'm not a big fan of dragging the staff.
I never liked these
there's the
laser
drawbridge,
discs.
and there's the tentacle
Yeah.
monster.
Oh,
Oh, that's kinky.
Yeah. So
Oh
now
wow, wow, that's some Japanese shit right there.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. He
On
just goes across the
remasters-
bridge and runs straight in.
wow.
Yeah, on remasters you would see that, but in the original arcade you didn't, and a lot of people said that that was added, or that was something they put in for the the PlayStation release or whatever release they're
But
playing.
You have the
No, it was always there. So
wow. That's how much was this laser disc?
Sweetie, you didn't miss the camera whatsoever. It's a decent.
We saw everything.
My
It looked like Ray
wife
just made her crawl on the ground.
we all. She's trying to sell her jackets on eBay, and her eBay, not even mine. And yeah, sweetie, all the guys are waving to you. It's really funny. Okay, this is the first female on the arcade stream. That's it.
That is true.
Yeah, Vic's wife. I still haven't met her. I don't know if she really exists. There could be a hole under his floor.
Oh,
for
Joe
all I
wasn't
know.
here. Joe
Yeah.
wasn't here, but yes, you do know that she exists, and she does also have puppet form. She does exist.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
That's the
Are you
wife.
fucking that thing?
you gotta. Yeah, you came. You were too.
Is your hand up its ass?
You forgot
Yep.
me too. I'm there too. You got
What
me
the
and
fuck?
wife.
What the fuck? Yo, your eyebrows are spot on.
My eyebrows are pretty sharp there.
Joel missed the puppets earlier.
What is with the puppets?
We were talking about Etsy.
Yeah,
That's our new
Did
tagline.
you
for
get
the
those
stream.
off of Etsy?
For Muskateers.
Yeah.
What's with the puppets?
$80 each.
I sent him a picture of me and my wife, and that's what I got.
Okay. All right. Is this like a gift for your wife or something? Or like
Oh,
for your kid?
these are old. These are 8 years old.
before
8
they were
years
married.
old. How long have you been with
I
your wife?
bought them for our first anniversary.
Wait, how long have you been married?
Yeah, how long have
I'm
you been married?
married 4 years, but it's boyfriend and girlfriend anniversary.
How long have you
Oh,
guys
so you're
been
8
together
years
together?
in.
We've been together probably hitting 12 years.
Okay.
What?
And you've
Wait,
only been married
12?
4?
Wait, 12. You're 30. You're my age. You're 33.
You guys
You
high
met her
school
when you were
sweethearts?
21?
23. Nah,
Wait,
10
no.
years. Say 10 years. 10 years.
Oh, okay.
23.
Okay, 10. All right. I was about to say 21.
Yeah.
That means you didn't get laid after college except for one
No.
chick.
Oh, we're going way back before that.
No, Bobby, you gotta have a one adapter for each gun. You'll draw power. and it won't
Can I
work.
use your splitter and use 24? No.
No.
One for each. Splitting is going to give you trouble. Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
I
if anybody's in the chat, actually, so you mentioned Etsy. It's so crazy. You can literally find everything on Etsy. I'm talking to a 3D modeler to make me 4 figurines for my Godfather pinball machine.
I think Brad could do that better.
Oh yeah, resin printing is really good for figurines.
Yeah, he has a resin printer.
But
It's
is
really
he
nice.
got a
Resin
PM and
prints
shit?
for Ray's, gun con mounts, and resin prints garbage for anything structural, but for figurines, resin
Yeah.
prints amazing.
Yeah,
I
but
just don't know, like,
Vic, is he gonna like paint them for you?
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, painting.
That's what I was gonna say. So he says he does 3D models and all that, but then I guess like what Brad's saying is like you just make the sculpt, but then I would actually hand paint it. But this guy would. I honestly, I'm talking to two people. One guy is like a bobblehead dude, and then one guy is like an actual action figure maker.
You want the action figure guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, they're like
nowadays
like
with 3D
$100
prints, the skill is in the paint job and the finish.
Yeah.
Because anyone can create the figure now. So
Yeah.
Dude, that painting is time consuming.
Yeah.
Like I
you guys
paint
know it. So when you guys do a 3D model, though,
Eric. I just go to Eric. Whatever I need.
I
Eric
should
just.
ask Eric.
I mean, I did this.
Eric.
So now let me ask you,
Oh, that's
Joel. Is that something where like you took a picture and then like you put it into software and it just like?
No, there was an STL file on Thingiverse.
Oh,
Yeah,
Thingiverse is a
Yeah,
3D.
you get someone else's scan. If you want to like use like nowadays you can like use like the LiDAR on your phone. You can use 3D scanner apps, but it's still really kind of like you have to clean up the model a lot in software later. But if you just go online to Thingiverse or whatever, you can get STL.
There's a lot of free models.
Yeah. Yo, this took me like 5 hours to paint.
I was just gonna say you painted that.
Yeah, I painted this. Yeah, it's even got the bottom here is you can kind of see the gold coming off.
Pretty good work. Damn, I'm impressed.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna tell me it was 3D printed and colored and all that.
I 3D printed it, and then I 3D printed it, and then I primed it, and then I took the paint and I painted it. This was like my little hobby last winter. I did a couple of them actually. I got a Resident Evil one all the way over there. But this was my little hobby.
How much time did you spend with your kids that week? 5 hours on the model.
Well, I did it after they went to bed, and I didn't have any logins those nights. So I did it on nights I didn't have logins. This was like a Friday night type of thing because I don't do logins on Friday night. So this was like my Friday night into Saturday night type of thing.
You should start training your kids to do that. Like,
yeah,
hey,
this was a nice way to decompress.
Yeah,
and
that was really nice. That's really
take
nice.
your mind off it. Like I looked up, like what do I need to get into? Like there's some details in here. Like what do I need to get into those details?
Like the visor
and make it look like it's that quality that you would purchase it for. And I bought all those little brushes and shit. I bought the acrylic paints.
The Japanese one, right? The Japanese model paint. I forgot what the brand name is.
I buy the Hobby Lobby one, or not Hobby Lobby. I buy the ones from Michael's actually.
Michael's
has a huge selection. To this?
No, Arcade Junkie has something that I'm also looking for, which is a pinball cover. Let me know how much you're paying for that. But yeah, so I got this not a bug up my butt, but there's 0 mods for Godfather. So I want to be like the first. I want to be like the first one.
This one's really nice though.
That's sick, but I was like, I knew you needed to paint it. Because I didn't think that you could. I mean, I know there's 3D printers that will do like the layer of colors and all that. But
no, it's not the same. It looks like shit.
No, that's really hard.
I picked up an airbrush when I got my resin printer, and I got into like airbrushing models and whatnot. For Christmas one year, I 3D printed and then painted. I don't know if you guys like how well you know Aliens, but the Sulaco, the spaceship from Aliens.
Oh yeah. I really know that. It's in the game.
I made a model. It was about yay big, and then because the resin printer does crazy detail, I had the little drop ships coming out of it on wire, and
that's cool.
First the whole thing, and it took me like a month, but then that was my brother's Christmas present that year.
The resin printer stinks.
Well, it was really bad at first. Nowadays you can get water-based resin, and like it doesn't stink. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it also cleans a lot easier. You don't need to use all the alcohol for cleaning it now. So
yeah,
I bought a water-based resin. Maybe it wasn't exactly water-based, but it was pretty bad. It was a yellow color.
The resin printers used to have all kinds of janky, like homemade venting systems and sealing it with because the stink used to be so bad. So it's getting better.
I ended up giving mine away. That resin printer I gave away. I still have 2 3D printers, so I still use them.
On the Godfather pin, there's a gunner, and the collector's edition, they actually give you 2 heads. Look at the detail on the head.
Oh shit!
If my camera fucking focuses, but
that's like a resin print right there.
I don't know. It's a very. I can't. I'm trying to like.
That's a vinyl. That's not a resin. That's a vinyl. I think.
Is it squishy?
No.
No. Is it hard?
It's hard. It's got to be resin.
Yeah, it's got to be resin. With that detail, it's got to be resin.
I'm sorry. Which character is this in Godfather?
So that's what everybody makes fun of, that there is no character like this in Godfather, but it's just
like I watched.
He's a gangster.
I watched all 3.
And now they even went to the extent they have glitter on the cigar. Do you see that glitter shimmer on the cigar?
Yeah, that's for the effect.
Nice.
So I told the artist, I was like, I have one head. I need 3 more characters. I was like, give me a person that's headless, and I want to use this head as one. I think it's
Brad
crazy.
finally have a second beer. Yay.
Third.
Third. All right.
I would have. I
I'm
don't want to
killing the
say it
bottle.
on this. I was gonna say like I was actually gonna break out some alcohol, but
Come on, Vic. You're Italian. What's a Chianti?
Gatorade.
all right, it's so close though. But I was hoping it was gonna hit. Can you see that number real quick? Let's see if you can see
No,
it.
No, I
we
can't.
there it
Oh,
is.
6,996.
I'm 4 left for 7K.
No. You're
I'm
at
4 short.
69.96. That's the best shit.
You heard it now, guys. Come on, if you're viewing and you have not
I
subscribed,
don't want to be that guy though.
He is
4 short.
Come on. He's only short four dudes. Just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's done.
6996. Oh, I should actually take a picture of that. 6996.
Yeah.
What a virgin number.
Well, you've been married for
You're
like 12
streaming
years.
you're streaming
much.
2 virgins right now, so
We're not virgins. We're married. It's different.
no, I said we're streaming 2 virgins right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I should make that my username.
Virgins don't watch football.
Big VP 6996.
Oh, they do. Well,
Lucky Pinball 65.
we play a lot of arcades. So
Arcade Juggy. There's a dude on Pinside. He's doing custom covers for $50.
that's not bad. $50 is 65 is okay.
What do you mean,
Let
like
them-
a cover, like a
glass.
vinyl?
Like the glass. Like
Oh.
you could basically put a mat over the glass.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been actually using my Zelda thing for my V-Pen.
Oh, there you go. Like a blanket.
Yeah, exactly, like a blanket, just to keep the dust from getting on it.
Yeah, so even like B Kong, he has the actual Stern ones. Those are like I think it's like $80.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
the
my only
topper
gripe
from-
is that it just says Stern on it. So the guy that I found, he has one for Toy Story and he has one for Godfather. So it's like at least it'll have like a movie poster type
I
vibe.
just saw a listing for Pinball Brothers, the Alien topper for the new Ellen Ripley. It's $1,000.
Oh,
what? Yeah,
that's
insane.
does it do anything?
it does.
Does
It
the
lights up.
mouth come out? Like
Yeah.
As long as it does something, then that's cool. But I mean, they have the Godfather LE. But it gives you a topper, artwork on the inside, and it's like $1,500. That's a lot. The toppers
custom stuff is expensive. I mean, it's fair.
My only big thing, like you know, for Brad's thing that he said about aliens, like you know, if there's actual moving components, that's why I love the Godfather, because the actual gunners are actually like moving.
Yeah, that's mechanical. That's it.
Turn. So
take a plunge on RetroTink 4K.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So
Yeah,
I did actually. I was freaked out because Linus Tech Tips did a video on the RetroTink 4K, so you can guarantee that it will not be in stock ever again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because you know he does really low volume on most of this stuff. I have the original RetroTink 2X, and I have a RetroTink 5K. I think it was the 5K.
is this just for me? I think I know what this is, but tell me what this is.
These are
analog
scalers.
to HDMI converter.
These are line doubler scalers for analog video to HDMI. So like component composite S video.
Okay.
But they became famous because you can get really good results on old consoles doing like 240p interlaced video with zero lag. So they're really great products. And the RetroTink 4K is amazing, but it is $750 and it is out of stock and
a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it does really great stuff.
There's other versions of it though.
There are, yeah. So I've got the older versions. I like them. They work great. Some of the features would be wasted on my setup. Like the RetroTink 4K has HDMI in for actually like older HDMI consoles like PS3, Xbox 360. It'll upscale those to 4K. It'll do HDR, it'll input HDR simulations. My setup doesn't, I don't use any of that. A lot of that stuff, would just be kind of like, I'd have to rewire everything. I'd have to redo my setup. A lot of my stuff doubles to my CRT and the big screen. So yeah,
you already have a shitload of wires. Yes,
I have a shitload of wires. So no, all those reasons I will probably not go RetroTink 4K, but I will admire it from afar.
That's like I thought it was something about like I thought it was a shader.
No. It has built in,
like,
but it's
you can like the more advanced ones can have like very scan line or or Aperture Grill, simulations like the CRT Aperture Grill or simulations, like scan lines.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of features to it, but basically it's so you can play your old consoles on modern displays.
Brett, do you have room for one more cabinet in your arcade?
No, but
Really?
not in its current configuration. That's not to say that I couldn't shift stuff around,
Okay.
because I didn't have the room for the cabinets I have now until I moved stuff around. Originally, Star Wars Trilogy over here was over there, and it was
Okay.
90 degrees this
Well,
way. And
I'm gonna tell you now, you might have to start You might have to. I'm gonna send you measurements tomorrow because there's no way that I'm gonna do a cabinet for your bro, and I'm not gonna gift you something. So I'm not making it, but I do have something, and I think it'd be perfect for you. So I'll send you the measurements tomorrow. I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but yeah. So I might have to tell you and your bro that you have to probably bring a van. It's not going to be monsters. We're not talking Star Wars. If you look at all my videos, it's in the background.
Well, if it's not a bottle pod, I am not interested.
No. But I'd rather. It's literally been sitting in my garage, and you don't have this type, so I would rather give it to you. So
I am intrigued.
Is it that 1001?
No.
Is it that
No.
pinball that's been sitting there?
No,
the
that was my pin.
So wait, hang on, Vic. You did a video. The Pandora 10 doesn't have trackball support.
No.
Not
that
native.
sucks.
No.
That's been a thing. Pandora hasn't had trackball support like ever.
Yeah, so DIY Retro told me that. I did it in my video. I put a mouse to it, and it's just a huge fucking mouse cursor on your screen.
Yeah, it's comical. That's been the running
what the
joke.
fuck is this?
Because sometimes it'll say like trackball support, and they're like,
Yeah.
"But really? Does it really have trackball?"
Vic,
support?
I thought you've had a trackball working with the Pandoras before.
No.
The older ones. No, you never did.
No.
Trackball's working with the 60 ones.
You've had
The only thing 61.
But yeah,
That's an elf board.
You've
That's an
done
elf board. That's different.
4-player Pandoras though, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get player 3 and 4 hooked up to a Pandora when you get the JAMA and it's just usually a 2-player
USB.
JAMA?
Every Pandora usually has 3 or 2 USB ports in it.
So you're just using like the EG starts encoders from Amazon and plugging it in?
there's no reason he would use
Nice.
the JAMA version. So
Nice.
The only thing that sucks though is that the 4-player you can't set it to coin mode. So I've had a couple of commercial spaces that wanted 4-player cabinets, but they wanted it coin mode.
Right.
And I took a deep dive. I even went to the extent of taking the SD card out of Pandora. I put it in the PC. I even tried to like change their MAME INI, and it was
Actually,
So you couldn't get the coin door to work?
coin mode.
So whenever you're putting it in coin mode, what's the wording? If you put it in free play mode, the start button is coin and start.
Right.
right.
But coin mode is actually like, I guess, coin and then start. Like
Oh,
two
Yeah, you gotta
separate
put in a coin first.
Right.
Actually, no. Here's the thing. So they were always equipped. So actually, you would have to change the NVRAM file in the SD card, not the INI. The NVRAM folder is what determines if it's free play or a coin
Yeah,
mode.
that's what the dips were
Yeah,
setting
but-
to.
No, well, technically, all the games in Pandora's they're not free play. You have to put coins in. But in free play, when you push the start button, it gives you a coin and then a start.
Yeah.
So like
But
if you're in Street Fighter, you actually hear like the Street Fighter makes like
Yeah,
the
on my 10th, I only hit the button twice. Once you'll hear the coin drop, the second it'll start the game.
right.
So
for
because the
some
game
reason-
doesn't know it's in free play mode, but
For some
Pandora
reason, in
knows it's
paid
in free play.
mode, you can't do 4-player.
I wonder if it's double wire.
Really?
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
it's
double
Four player
wire.
at all in
Really,
paid
think
mode?
of it like this: like like the Simpsons TMNT. Like you have to
Yeah.
put the
Yeah.
coin in the third slot to activate the third player.
Yeah.
Like if I want to
Yeah,
be
but-
Bart, I have to be on the third coin slot to put Bart in.
But I used the Pandora where it was just using a single coin slot, and I was just able to pump it in for player 1 and player 2
Yeah, but
on a
it
single
won't
slot.
It won't do it for 3 and 4.
Oh,
No,
that's so stupid.
It's
That's so Chinese.
Stupid. It is the definition of
I'm like right here.
It is stupid. It is. So Brad has the 10th anniversary one, like the legit 3A. I have the ones I just did for the
Cursor
holidays.
from
I use
Google.
it's a 10,000 game Pandora
Oh.
box.
I know they should.
It's a knockoff.
Yeah,
old
it's gonna be
demo.
not-
It's the
um,
same thing.
stuff.
In all honesty,
Yeah.
it's the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Old,
So Joe,
the older demo emulator. The cursor
Yeah, it was
hiding
the-
thing was janky.
yeah, the
I never I never removed or I never updated my Demol, so I'm still using my same Demol that I've been using for like 3 years.
No,
I have a
not
Shooter.
demo,
shooter on mine.
not demo shooter. Demo for Sega
Yeah,
Naomi.
that's what I'm talking about. Demol, not Demol shooter. Demol.
Yeah.
I've been using the same one for the
See,
past 3 years. I
you
don't have a
just spoke.
cursor.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, we're just saying that was what Demal Shooter was designed for, hence why it's called Demal Shooter.
Yeah, no,
Demal Shooter has where it can add crosshairs in, but I do remember that the it's got those tiny little crosshairs by default. The old Demal, the little red and green crosshairs.
No, but wait,
no,
he's
there's
saying
one.
he's saying he's got a mouse cursor on
Yeah,
his
the old
on his
demo,
Demol. Right.
the old demo
So,
with
but
the regular mouse. Yeah.
right, but when you're using Demol shooter with Demol, there's no cursor on it at all. It just completely eliminates it. Unless we have no mousey set up. Do we have no mousey set up on
Or
it?
if you're using Big Box, just tell it to disable mouse cursor across all. There's a check mark.
No,
in Big
it
Box.
doesn't.
It
So
doesn't do that.
on the old version of Demo, DEMU, like the emulator for Sega Naomi, Atomic Wave, and yeah, exactly. Those Sega titles, they couldn't hide it. You had to use. I had a no mousey hack to an AHK to hide it. But now we use Flycast. Flycast much easier.
I don't use Flycast. I still use Demol.
I
Ah,
still use them all too, and I don't have cursors on mine. I'll have to go back and double check.
Hang on, I'm plugging in a drive. Let me take a look real quick.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, we got 4 experts here, all right? These are the OGs of fucking light gun.
Really,
I
we
am
do.
the OG
It's
of
really
light gun
Ray.
now.
Ray would be the main guy to know this one.
You know what? You guys got to keep us on our toes because after so often we're like, I don't know, it just works. I forget.
All right, so I'm gonna let's send you the AHK. Fuck, I'll send the AHK right here on this chat. This is how you know we're
I don't think I've
nerds.
ever seen cursor on. It's always, it's really great. It's kind of funny to hear how everybody pronounces
No mousey.
the mule.
Hang on, I'll show you. Can I
I'm
share
like,
my
what the fuck is
screen?
the mall? I was like, oh,
No,
I just say
demo.
the mule.
It's fucking demo. All right, demo.
Yeah, he
No-
says demo, like a Dremel. I can actually see
All
that.
right, let's see. All right,
Is that
resolution.
on screen?
Wait, sorry, we have resolution.
Oh,
issue.
hang on, we
I
can't see it.
shit.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Scaling issue.
I've been blinded by the light.
Technical support. No, I think it's the resolution issue.
Is it still bad?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
No, I could.
No, you can see. I can see it.
Yeah, good enough, fine. All right, let's see your game. All right, open it up. Let's see.
No, it's there's no mousey. So no mousey is
You're using. Okay,
right
open
here.
up the. Let me see the AHK. Let me see one AHK.
yeah, it's running no mousey.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
No, I
hang on.
It just has a logo.
No,
I think I
no.
gotta
that it
I think I
accepts.
gotta share that too. Hang on. Window. There it is. Can you see that now?
No mousey foresight.
Yeah, it's running no mousey.
So it's got a local no mousey exe in the same folder.
Okay,
so Retromod, I don't know who you are. Send me an email and I will just give you the AHK files.
Yeah, I would say you
and
want
the
to make
no
sure that
mousey?
the no mousey is still there, the actual exe.
Yeah.
Well,
it won't fire anything
well,
off.
like I said, what I'll do is I'll give him a no mousey exe and then I'll give him the AHK files and then he can just drop them in and it should be just a plug and play. Should just
so here's
drop it and go.
I added a little bit to no mousey because if there's a former instance running, then the hide won't work. So I posted it in the I put it in the comments. But yeah,
For some reason the AHK file kills it when you close it.
No, I kill it before it opens because
it's a no harm if it's not there, but if it is there, then it runs a preemptive kill.
So basically, like, let's say you play 2 Sega games in a row, right? Maze of Kings and then another Naomi game. It's possible that no mouse is still in the background, and then the next time the cursor will show. So I kill it first, and then
why if one kill on exit doesn't kill it, then the next kill on the next start will.
Yeah,
so.
right. That makes sense.
Sometimes you might need to be as an admin. I run my Launchbox as an admin now to prevent issues. So that is a possibility too. Hey, Billy. What's up, buddy?
Billy's there. So, Smoke Break, you'll end up getting my new version of the racing cab that I'm working on, which will be a completely, it's going to be a completely solid side. I have the I got the CNC machine.
Wait, you mean physical cabinet? I thought you
physical cabinet, yeah. So since I have the CNC machine, I'm redesigning things, and I'm doing my own build basically.
You got a video of anything yet? Anything to show for that yet?
No, not yet. I mean, like I said, snowstorm this week, so I couldn't do shit. I couldn't go out and get any lumber because everything was closed. The prototype, I did a prototype racer, and it's kind of lopsided. So, I think I might have mismeasured when I was doing my batons, and I don't want to have to run into that again because I didn't know it was lopsided until I stood it up, and the bottom board is like angled up, and I'm like, oh fuck. You can't really tell in photos, but when you're looking at it, you can clearly see it. So
What wheel are you using for that?
What?
What wheel?
I didn't put a wheel on it yet, but I would use a Thrustmaster because that's what I designed it to use was a Thrustmaster wheel. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
my drive is X output.
Good.
Yeah, we set that up together. You're the one that introduced me to X output.
No, Fidel was having so much trouble with X input.
When you messaged me that, I'm like, I don't know what issue he was. He probably wasn't using my version of MAME because if X output's not on, then it's not going to show up as an Xbox controller. But if you plug in an Xbox controller, it's going to show up as an Xbox controller on it.
Yeah, I sent him a new version.
And then if you set up the wheel in X output and then you turn it on, and then you take a look at MAME, it's there. So like Brad, if you go to your racing cabinet and you turn off X output and you go to MAME, the configs will be blank. But then if you close out of MAME, turn on X output, go back into MAME, all the configs are there.
Yeah, when I dug into your racing cab and I saw X output for the first time, I immediately stole it and put it on the gun cart because now that lets me do.
I came up with that.
And that lets me, but for the gun cart, because it had been already around for like 2 years or 3 years or something at that point, a ton of my stuff was already set up for direct analog input or Demal shooter. So for the games like nowadays, like Jurassic Park or something, where I want to use X output, the AHK executes out X output, launches the game, and then terminates X output at the end of every game. So persistent.
Brad, I got an AHK file I got to share with you from my racing drive for Wreckfest. Wreckfest doesn't work with X output. You have to use a direct wheel to play that game. So there's been an issue with that, and same thing with Forza 5. But I got rid of Forza 5.
Forza is an issue with
it's a global issue. It's a global issue with Forza in general.
Right. So for that one, I'll tell you. What Forza, you actually so X output for this is I'm going to go very deep into this. X output, right? It creates a virtual controller and maps your whatever you put into X output into that virtual.
It could be a combination of joystick, keyboard. Yes. You could put it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
But the problem with some PC games is they read both the X input and the D input, and they'll give you a double input. That's fucking annoying, right? So we actually have to do. Yeah,
Forza 5 is just a controller issue in general, not just with wheels or X output. It's a general thing. I looked it up.
I'm thinking about 4. I'm thinking of Forza 4. I never downloaded 5. I'm sorry.
But anyways, it's like I have an AHK file that will disable X output when you load Wreckfest, and then you have to map the wheel in X Wreckfest, and then when you exit Wreckfest, it'll re-enable X output for you so that you're not missing a beat on any of the other games. And I did the same thing with Assetto Corsa. And they play so good as a sim wheel as opposed to an Xbox controller wheel. So much better.
When you do X, I mean, it's been a while since I touched X output, but when I did X output, I would start the program, but I would have to activate the controllers. Do you have that like automatically activated?
No, you set it to automatically activate when output opens. It's a check mark down at the bottom once you've set your controllers. That's how like when I do it via AHK, it just opens xoutput.exe, which automatically activates the controllers that are in it.
Yeah, it's just
do you set up like sleeps so that you make sure that X output fully loads, connects, and then launches the game?
No, you don't need to.
Unless you have a performance hit. Like, so for example, the PC on the gun cart isn't great. So sometimes for some like Demal shooters and whatnot, a horrible example would be the System 357 games. In those cases, if Demal shooter launches before the game is completely loaded, it crashes, like the game crashes. So in those cases, I'll put long sleeps in that I don't have, like say on my light gun cabinet, because it's a performance issue. But you know, outside of performance issues, you don't need to usually put sleeps in.
Right.
Sometimes X output will close itself on its own without knowing, and I just tell customers if you're playing the game and you don't have any controls in the game, double check to make sure X output is still open because sometimes it will close itself. So that happens once in a blue moon. Nothing.
Yeah, it's like MAME hooker crashing and closing itself.
Yeah,
right.
I was gonna say that. Oh, dude, I was gonna say that this fucking MAME hooker But it's only
Oh.
on certain games that it'll just crash.
Okay, so main
Well, it's
hooker.
not the games, it's the outputs that you put in. If you put an output that's
That's
bad
like
or
not supposed to
invalid,
be there,
it
right?
crashes MAME hooker.
Yeah.
So
Actually-
when I was experimenting with the gun cart and I was experimenting with the ammo counters, and if I put in an invalid thing, it would just crash MAME hooker. So
Right.
when a lot of people were asking me like, "Hey, how do I do ammo?" I'm like, "Don't." Because then you're gonna crash it. Then you're gonna like make it my problem.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for
Ray
main
sounds like
hooker.
he's the solution. Go.
So for main hooker, right? I spent a lot of time on this with a lot of You cannot actually AHK kill demo shooter with main hooker. If you do, main hooker will stay activated, and the next game will not load
Right.
main hooker correctly. You have to let
Don't-
demo shooter
Well,
close
you
naturally.
shouldn't-
Fuck that. I don't even
you
want
guys
this
shouldn't
program.
be killing Demol Shooter via AHK anyway. I'm just saying shouldn't, because best practice Demol Shooter is set to self-terminate when the game that it has hooked
Right.
Correct.
closes.
Right.
But in those cases, if you have a failed hook, then yeah, you do need a way to close Demol Shooter.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if done correct, should no have to process close Demol Shooter.
Yeah, exactly. So like the thing that happens is some people they rush to switch games. They'll open up like Golden Gun and then
Yeah.
close out before the game boots and
Right.
then open up another game. Then the Mo shooter never hooks and it's still Golden Gun is the Sega Lindbergh games. Even Argon was like, I hate Sega Lindbergh so much. Yeah. What if that one happens, it's not gonna close out the Mo
All right,
shooter.
at least
And
I
then-
feel good now that it's not a me problem. It sounds like a global.
It's not a you problem.
Right.
Like I try to solve everything I can, like software wise, and yeah, I've got everything pretty much solid to the point. Like Eric can be proof of this because he actually asked me to build him his new mini PC for his game room solution cabinet that he had there, and then I built him two already. I built a 5800H, and he just said, "I want the most expensive, the best one, the 7940HS, like 2 TB."
Wow.
Full fighter build, everything, fighter and guns, 2 TB on my build is very, very customized,
Yeah.
and it
Nice.
plays Street Fighter 6. It plays everything on a mini PC, which is nuts. But yeah, that's the only time that I will make a MAME hooker like setup so perfect because it's a lot of hassle if you don't have the right AHK. If you kill demo shooter with process, it will be stuck.
Yeah.
And
even on mine, if you on both of mine, on both the light gun cabinet and the gun cart, if you actually go down to like the MAME hooker like system tray and you exit, it'll disappear. It's
Yeah.
still running. You have to check
Yeah, I
the
know.
task manager because if you try to restart MAME hooker, nothing happens.
I
because it's
know.
still in task manager.
I actually have a MAME hooker kill like script just in case for that.
I put in the same thing. There's an
Yeah, I
AHK
know.
to nuke MAME hooker for real. So-
Yeah, essentially, it'll like even if on the bottom right taskbar thing, it won't be there, but it's
Still fucking in processes. Yeah.
there's still a process for it,
Joel,
yeah.
don't do MAME hooker.
Yeah. Well, totally do MAME hooker. Just know that MAME hooker has some, asterisks.
Are you telling me that it's not plug and play?
It is not. So actually, you guys. So I put a video out today about like high level, just kind of gun for IR relation to MAME hooker, and I was mentioning, hey, you guys can probably run this as administrator. Immediately, somebody commented like, on my build, if I run as administrator, it won't hook. I'm like, awesome, great. Here's a perfect example of why this is totally messed up on other people's drives.
Here's why. I'll let you know why. If you run MAME hooker as administrator, right, but your launch box is not run as admin, it won't hook. Actually, all you have to do is run MAME hooker one time as administrator, the first time. After that, you don't need it anymore.
This is a headache.
Dude,
It's a headache if
This
you don't.
is a headache. I'm not
It's
doing
a
it.
headache if you don't know it. If you
I'm not
know
doing
it,
it. I'm not
one
doing
click,
it.
it'll be done.
I'm not dealing with these errors. I'm not doing it because it's going to happen with customers,
it's gonna.
And I'm
It
gonna-
goes in to get
Yeah.
that email.
and then I'm going to get even more fucking pissed off.
For the exact same reason, not even just customers, just like other people. Like, so my buddy with the House of the Dead 4 cabinet with your light gun drive, Joel, I thought about, I tweaked a couple things on your drive. Like I made a couple of his Wii games, 2-player.
Yeah.
I did like the Castlevania audio stuff on that,
Right.
little things here and there. But I thought about putting MAME hooker on there because Ray Ray gave him rumble motors. And I'm like, well, the rumble motors are pretty much worthless unless you have MAME hooker, right? So
No, they work.
reload,
They work with
reload.
off-screen reloads.
Off the right click.
off screen. No, I'm saying they rumble when you shoot off screen, but that's it.
Yeah,
That's
he
Right.
wants like
everything
the
levels do,
feedback.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas like Alien Through the Gun, you can use rumble.
Yeah, you can rumble.
You
Yeah.
get damage with the rumble motors are more utilized with Maim Hooker. Point is, I thought about doing Maim Hooker on his build. I didn't do it because when it doesn't work, he doesn't know,
Yeah.
what happened. He
Yeah.
can't keep up and running. If my Maim Hooker closes, I can like, wait, was it Maim Hooker? Was it Demal Shooter? Was it this? Okay, boop, it's working again. Because
Right.
I can go through my head and just like do.
Yeah.
But if you didn't do it, if you bought this from someone or somebody set it up for you, the second it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, how complicated or simple the reason was, you're just like, my shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then
I
all of a
broke
sudden
it.
it's Joel's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with
Yeah.
that. Not
Yeah.
dealing with that. Nope, not dealing with it.
Yep.
I
Not doing
mean,
it. I'll be
send me
having
your
to log into fucking
build.
people all the time, and then they'll be like, "Oh, it wasn't working last week." I'm like, "See, Maim Hooker."
That's it. It's here. Yes. Don't.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things though where they're like, "Yeah, it didn't work last week, but I
Wait.
log into it and then it works," and I'm like, "Motherfucker." I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I was trying to help some folks before, and they were just like, "Hey, no matter what, it's not hooking." I'm like, "Check this, check
Right.
this, check this, check this," and then nothing I recommended worked for them. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, hey, it worked. I was missing some Visual Basic stuff." I'm like,
Oh,
"What?
there.
What? I didn't. What is that? Something I had and I didn't know I had? Like,
Yeah.
I can't take into account everyone's situation. I wish
Maim
I could.
Hooker doesn't
Right.
need Visual Basic, but there is some OCZ files that are required for it to work. Like it drove me nuts for a long
Look at
time.
what
But
And
Kim
it's something that, like, no doubt that I already have incidentally from something else that I got installed, and then
You
yeah,
see
it's just
Kim's
like-
comment? Kim wrote there, "I hate Maim Hooker gives you an error when you shut down your PC if you don't close it."
Yeah, fuck
no,
that.
nah, I
I
I
don't
don't
do
like
get
that.
an
that,
error
like
when I do that, but again, that's another thing about this. It's a situation of what your particular configuration is. What has administrative rights, what can close what. For example, just starting Maim Hooker with Windows can sometimes be a problem. If you I used to just start stuff by dropping it in the Windows startup folder.
Yeah.
No, start it with Big Box. Start it with Launchbox. Add it to the Launchbox startup apps.
You got to update, Brad. You got to
I
update your
actually-
Launchbox.
I actually had to for the gun cart, I ended up just making using Windows Task Manager to schedule an administrative task
Oh.
at startup. And it was like, I was a little involved, but whatever. It worked. All roads lead to Rome. But what I'm saying is my old way of doing something didn't necessarily work every time. I had to find a new way of doing it. Now in somebody else's cabinet, they might be able to just, do it in the startup folder. For me, that didn't work. I had to use Task Manager. I would not recommend everyone goes into Task Manager every time. though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, fuck that.
you cannot start an app as admin in Windows. It's actually a
Right.
pain in the ass. I tried that, right? You just have to start as admin one time, and after that, it doesn't have to be admin.
Or if you write an AHK, compile it to an EXE, and you make sure that auto hotkey runs it as administrator, then that works too. Anyway, all roads lead to Rome, motherfuckers. All right, there's 1,000 ways to do this. My way is not the right way. My way works. It's not going to be the easiest way, but there are better ways. There's other ways. There's harder ways. There's a lot of other ways. So
Yeah.
Or you can just pay me.
Right.
True.
Oh, it's like building arcades. Let's go back to that I was talking about, right? So the way
I
that
can't
I'm
wait
design-
for the Retro Lizard custom arcade cam. I'm just waiting for that, bro. Like,
So
you got your
what
CNC now. Like, you got
what
the
I-
space.
what I'm going to do now is, so since I had that miscalculation with when I was doing the batons last week, I'm cutting pockets, so that I can take the slots for the wood and put it into the pockets. So the pockets will always be in the same exact spot the way that I'm designing it. So, because when I'm using Fusion 360, I can cut a 1/4-inch hole into the pocket for where the wood comes out when you're doing like your kick plate or your control panel, right? Or even the bezel. The way that I'm going to do the bezel is I'm cutting the bezel and I'm cutting the TV, or I'm cutting the mount inside the bezel itself, and I'm going to flush mount the TV into the 3/4-inch wood instead of it being
Wait, shit!
behind
You
it.
learned Fusion 360 already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, were you watching Daniel Spy's video?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew
Yes.
it.
Yes. For like 2 weeks. I watched his videos for like every day for like 2 weeks, and then
Daniel, if you're
I was
watching, we love your
also.
shit.
Oh yeah, he actually. I made some comments on his stuff. I thanked him for his videos and what he did. He had
He's
a
a
couple
customer.
things in
He's
there.
yeah.
Fusion updated, so a couple things in there were changed. So I actually had to buy the software in order to use to make it up. You have to modify to make appearance, which is the way that it lays out on the ground, and then you can transfer it over. The sketches and shit. So I had to. I made a comment on there that Fusion must have updated since he made the video, and this is no longer part of the free version. You have to buy. You have to use the paid version in order to access this. No big deal. But Fusion's like $70 a month. But either way, so I'm going to do pockets, and that's gonna. I'm doing 1/4 inch deep, and in theory, it should fit right in there. I already did a test cut on a box, and it worked fine. So I had to make the pocket a little bit wider because I made them 3/4 of an inch because the wood is 3/4 of an inch, right? Well, stupid me, you can't fit 3/4 of an inch into 3/4 of an inch. You got to make the hole a little bit wider than 3/4 of an inch, right? So I made the hole a little bit wider, and it was just snug. If I go up like 1 more millimeter, it should fit, like it should just slide right into it. Which do you want it to slide into it? Yes, but you don't want it to slide into it easily, right? You want it to be a little tight and a little snug. I'm still using glue. I'm still going to use batons. But I also had the idea earlier. I was watching a video on.
He's no longer talking about arcades now. This is just sexual shit now.
Right. I was watching a video on YouTube earlier where a dude built a table out of the same fucking melamine that I'm using, which is 3/4 inch white melamine, and it's the plywood style. And he used pocket holes to build a table. So he used he used the pocket holes on the board to get the wood into it, but then he used like pocket holes to screw the screws into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was thinking about now. I have the jig. I was thinking about making
the jig.
I was thinking about making pocket holes on like the inside of the kick plate and the top marquee and shit like that to just screw them in instead of using the batons to see how that theory would work.
Holes are better in general. They're considered more stable.
They're more stable. They're in general they're better. Yeah. Plus I'm still using the glue too. So we're going to use glue and we're going to use pocket holes. So that's my new idea, which I'm going to test out this week. I'm going to cut up. I have to pull. I got to do a lot of shit tomorrow and Tuesday. So I think Thursday I'm going to be able to cut a cab, and I want to cut a Guitar Hero cab that I've been designing, and that's going to be I'm not even going to be prototyping it. That's got to go to a customer. Wow. So I'm just gonna throw it up there. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna see how it works. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then I'm fucking just gonna spend $1,300 right away on fucking the Game Room Solutions one. It's $1,300 for the Game Room Solutions one.
I saw.
Yes, that's why I'm like, I need to, and it's ginormous.
Oh, it's the Guitar Hero cabinet.
Yeah, it's ginormous. So I've shrunken it down. I got it 30 by 30 by 70, but the actual cab is 30 by 30 by 60, and then the topper is 12 inches high. And I'm putting, since I'm going to be saving some money on the cab, I'm going to use the LCD marquee, and I'm going to put an LCD marquee in the top of it instead of using the actual Guitar Hero, that big ass sign that they have with the plexi. I'm just going to put an LCD active marquee inside it and use the Launchbox third-party plugin. Maybe I can throw some music videos up inside that. So like when you're using Aerosmith or Metallica or one of those, there's a fucking music video playing. You know
actually,
what I mean?
I was actually talking to Eric about that. Like, we wanted to make a project that you can mount an LCD marquee on like a regular desktop monitor. So for people who don't have a cabinet, like, can we make some kind of VESA, like a angled mount that will hold up the marquee so that you can have the
my idea
without a cab.
So my idea of taking the TV and putting it inside the wood so that it's a complete flush mount, and then putting the plexi over the wood like that, I could do the same thing. I'm doing the same thing with the LCD marquee. So I'm basically I'm basically making a box for it, just to put just to mount the LCD marquee inside it.
So I was going to ask you, like, since you have a CNC now, and Vic has one too, obviously. Can you guys come up with some idea to make a LCD marquee enclosure that can be mounted or clipped? All right, somehow.
Well, it's going to be wood, so you would need to mount it.
Yeah, or something that can be VESA. Because I have a
regular to a TV.
Yeah, VESA to a TV. With a bracket of some type.
No, it might be too heavy.
Or forget the wood. Like, maybe we can make some kind of like just angled, adapter. Come on, it's gotta be two pieces of metal. It can't be that hard because
you might as well get You ever see like the soundboard, the sound bar attached?
The sound bar, exactly. But I want it up, reverse that way.
You can reverse it. You can put it on top. You can reverse it.
Yeah, but the soundbar thing is a clip holder. I want just two sticks of metal with holes.
No,
one
those go to the Vesa.
I got one for my dad where it goes to the actual TV mount, and then it's like
Yeah.
2 arms.
I was thinking
figure it
that,
out, right?
That's actually what I'm going to be doing on my gun cabs. So Vic, your gun cab kind of gave me an inspiration, right? So I'm making a new gun cab. It's going to kind of be the pedestal looking style of the old ones, but the back of it is just going to be one giant solid piece, and I'm going to mount the TV to it with a TV bracket, and then I'm going to attach the sound bar underneath it, and then I'm going to put the subwoofer inside that wood. So I'm going to make it like 20 inches deep or maybe 18 inches deep, mount the TV to it, put the sound bar on the inside, put the subwoofer on the inside of it, and then the computer will be mounted to the inside of the pedestal part. That's my vision, at least. So you gave me that idea because you just mount your TVs to your wood.
Yeah, I love the way Vic does it. It's like pedestals. It's just I can put any TV. I love that. That's awesome.
I'm going to do the same thing, but mine's going to be enclosed a little bit. So it's like, it's going to come out because I do what do you call it? A 3/4 inch inlay.
Melamine.
I do in inlay. So there's like a 3/4 inch gap between like the wood or like the TV and the like the T molding, right?
Right.
So the TV is going to look like it's flushed inside of it instead of it just being on a flat piece. So it's still kind of protected a little bit.
I just I have my next video coming up is talking about the Game Room Solutions slant, and I went on like a 5-minute rant where I'm not going to be building any enclosed cabinets, especially if you need plexiglass. I'm not
right. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to eliminate plexi myself, but the idea of flush mounting the TV inside the wood bezel, I can just put the plexi over it, use 4 screws and screw it in and call it a day.
Yeah, me I say it. I'm like, Game Room Solutions has it nice. They got the you did like the slot on the sides.
Right.
Then you got to put the piece of wood on the bottom. I'm like, I literally for 5 minutes I'm talking about it, and I'm like, I'm not doing enclosed cabinets. Any enclosed cabinet, I'll get it from Game Room Solutions. But yeah,
now that I think about it,
the external.
Now that I think about it, what the thing about mounting a TV to the custom made cabinet is, if you do a bezel the way Game Room Solutions does, you have to do like a specific VESA mount, right? And I haven't learned how to cut that specific VESA mount, and that's a pain in the ass. Your idea of just using a regular mount,
it's a regular TV mount, dude,
on a piece of wood.
Honestly, the only
genius.
reason I thought of that, so I get, like I said, my variety of customers go, Vic, it really started with the Time Crisis cabinet. I like the Time Crisis cabinet, but I need a bigger TV. The 32 inches isn't going to cut. And I'm like, all right, let's go 55. The guy in Canada put a 65 on it. And that's
you can go
the external mount. Okay, you got a 65 TV is bigger. You might have to raise it. You just adjust the bracket.
You
can re-screw it in.
We were talking earlier about killer arcade games. His first light gun cabinet mod, he took an arcade one up, chopped it off at the control and he put a TV stand behind it that just bolted it to the VESA mount. And the TV screen was wider than the cabinet, and that's it. So,
wait, is he using aim track still?
No, he's got Simmons.
Oh yeah.
But he hit me up on Instagram because he was asking me about my drive and gun for IR, and I'm like, you got to get the gun for IR before you do my drive, man. I'm like, but he's been considering getting gun for IR for like months.
He's been talking about it. Yeah,
he just has to pull the trigger with money. But he needs the money for it, man. It's $450 for one gun.
Well, he keeps
everybody has it.
Cabinets.
That too, yeah, that too. So those are those are the ideas that I got going on. I think the pocket holes for the panels is going to work out perfectly because I don't really have to worry about measuring. As long as the pocket hole is wide enough for the 3/4 inch wood, it should slit right in.
Right.
So, and then it's going to
be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. Hopefully.
How was
the one that
because you have the 2 panels that you stack, right? And then I saw you put the batten down the middle. When you put that didn't separate, right? That was pretty good.
No, it held it right in place. So
I'll be honest, I went up to do it with the Game Room Solutions cabinets.
What's that?
Slant one. So the slant cabinet, right? I loaded it in the truck.
Yeah.
And I put my hand on the top where the marquee is, and the actual fucking top, it separates from the base a little bit.
Oh no shit.
Because in Game Room Solutions, the rear of it has the fucking whatever you want to call it, the sticks that keep the 2 sides connected.
it's got the base, it's got the supports in the center, right?
On the slant, it's only 2 in the rear.
2 in the rear, right? So it's just, but it's 2 brackets in the rear that are cam locked to the top and the bottom on each side, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So where the TV, where like the plexiglass is, there ain't no.
Right.
So when I went to actually like I put my hand on it, and I was like, why is the top going back and not the base? And then it didn't break, but then I had to just kind of readjust myself.
It's fragile though.
Oh.
So what I ended up doing with those is, they put this. I like that they put the support braces in the center of it now, but it doesn't support it totally, right? So I buy the mending plates like they used to use. The metal
ones, yep.
Yeah, I buy the mending plates and I put that inside on each side of those to give it more support too. So, but with the batons, it was, dude, that thing was fucking solid. I lifted it up, it didn't move.
It's one piece of wood. That's it. Once you put that one piece, that shit ain't
Yep.
moving.
The only thing that sucks is the gap. There's nothing you can do to avoid that gap. It's butted right up against each other as far as it could go, but the gap is still there. So when the graphic goes over the top,
what's the word? You gotta maybe try wood filler.
Yeah.
And then, but now you're back to square one. We gotta sand and all that. But that's what.
That's too much work. That's way too much work. Yeah.
Once the graphic goes over it, it should hopefully hide it. You know what I mean? So
Brad, you need to do a marquee. That's the next thing.
The only thing I didn't do yet for testing was cutting the T-molding slots, but I've done that before with a hand router. I bought a new router. I bought the plunger style.
Yeah.
So I have that. So I just haven't tested that out yet, but I got all the clamps. I got my test wood. That's something I'm going to be working on later on this week. But I got losing this past week really sucked ass.
Yeah.
So, tomorrow and Tuesday is going to be kind of balls to the wall. But even to buy stuff arcade racers. So like, I'm going to be using batons on those. I have 3 left to build. And I have a back box that I have to put together because it got crushed in shipping and it got returned to me. So I'm going to be putting the back box together tomorrow, but I'm going to be using batons on that and the cam locks. So I'm going to double reinforce it.
Nice. Smart.
Hopefully it helps.
Oh, first things first. Cheers. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. We missed it like 3 weeks ago, but still.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Cheers.
I thought we streamed after the New Year.
We streamed after the New Year.
We did?
Had one. Yeah, we had one.
But cheers.
January 7th, I think it was, 2 weeks ago.
Fuck,
we
did that. Really?
I just can't believe January's over. That's it. January's basically done.
Man.
Yeah, the next stream's February.
Time goes by so freaking quickly. Yeah, all 4 of us are married. If you shave Brad, he looks like Joel.
I might be in my commercial property pretty fast too. I'm calling the guy this week so I can go down and take a look at it.
Ooh.
And if everything's good to go, because I made my final payment for the radio station commercials.
Nice.
So that's done. So that just freed up money.
Cool.
So I'm gonna call the guy probably Tuesday to see if I can schedule an appointment for the following week to go down there and take a look at this warehouse area that they got, and I'm probably just gonna jump on it. So
this is what we call entrepreneurial spirit. He was worker, and then he went to full-time business, and then now he's just investing money in the business. That's the way to do it.
I got a 500 square foot garage, and that CNC machine is 4 feet by 4 feet.
I got a 600 square foot apartment. This is where I live, man.
Yeah, my garage.
No garage.
My garage is the size of your apartment right there.
Yeah.
Your living room is my garage, and
exactly.
One side is full of fucking tools and a table bench and a snowblower and a refrigerator and a TV, and then the other side has got 3 arcades. I can't fit any more arcades right now, and a 4x4 CNC machine. That I'm like, I'm just out of room.
How was the dust when you cut the first millimine?
Oh, it's fine.
Really?
Yeah, I bought that Home Depot thing, and
okay, good.
The dust it's called a sucket. The sucket was in the box that the guy gave me, so I just hooked it right up and it was good to go. I still don't understand what the orange bucket does. There's no filter inside it. I opened it up. I opened it up the other day when I was in the garage. There was 0 dust inside it, and I opened up my shop vac, and my shop vac is full of dust. But there's 0 dust inside my orange Home Depot thing.
Did you hook it up correctly?
Yeah. I mean, you put a hose in, put a hose in. and you clamp it on top of the bucket. What else is there? There's no filter inside it though.
No, it goes vacuum. So your dry vac inlet
Is on the top.
It goes up to the bucket, and
So
then
my dry vac inlet is the one on the side, and then the top inlet is the one that goes to the CNC machine.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're the one on the side has to go to your CNC machine.
Why?
That's how it is.
You don't have an answer. There's just two holes, man.
It's labeled. It's labeled. One is labeled inlet and one labeled outlet.
Yeah, but they're just two holes. There's nothing dividing it. So you put the suction into one hole and you put the suction into the other hole, and it just creates the vacuum. It doesn't matter what hole you use.
You definitely.
It's still sucking all the dust in because I got a shitload of dust in my vacuum.
You're bypassing the whole thing.
But I just don't understand what it does though, because there's no filter in the bucket, so
this is a conversation for off stream. This is way too technical.
No. So I'm just saying I don't understand the purpose of the bucket, because the bucket isn't doing anything.
If I show you my bucket, straight dust. It's straight wood.
But
it's dust.
It's just collecting all the dust.
If you look very carefully at that top piece, it's like a honeycomb.
You have no dust in your vacuum at all?
No. It's got
tomorrow I'll switch sides and see.
This is something we'll talk in our private chat. Like,
no, we're just talking CNC.
Has the most
just because you don't have a CNC machine doesn't mean we can't talk about it live.
He's right. Yeah, it's a cycle. I'll send you videos. Yes, that's probably the first
cyclone.
Yeah, it's a cyclone.
So the bucket's empty, so chances are something's hooked up incorrectly.
I just don't get the point of the bucket.
No.
There's a point. There's definitely a point. There's a point for sure. Yeah, there's a.
But it's sucking because it's sucking up. It is sucking it up while it's cutting it. I watch it. It does suck. Yeah, it sucks hard actually.
No, you're sucking straight to the vacuum.
I still have to suck around it though. Like when I take the wood off, I have to do like another vacuum and shit. There's a lot of cleanup in between pieces. There's a lot of cleanup in between pieces.
Wait, so in between sucking, there's a lot of cleanup.
There's a lot of cleanup in between sucking.
You've let Ray go there. Don't let him go there.
Vic, when you're doing your CNC, do you have your? I know your CNC is vertical.
Yeah.
Do you still like tape down your wood? Like, what's holding your wood from sliding off when you're cutting it?
So if I have a full 4x8 sheet, I have this 2 planks of like 3/4 inch wood that basically just keeps it. But if I have to cut like half,
what's holding the center though? So like when you're cutting like a side panel and it cuts the shape out, what's holding that in place?
I don't know what you mean.
So all right, so you got your 4x8 sheet of wood, right?
Right.
All right, you're vertical, right? You have your clamps on the side. Your clamps on the side is holding it down, but there's what's in the center holding the wood center vertically so that it doesn't fall.
Well, remember, it's not totally vertical. It's
but you got an added angle. But what's holding your wood in place? Because like on mine, I lay strips of tape on the back of the wood with wood glue.
On the bottom of the CNC is another plank of wood.
Right. That's
it's like gravity fed is the best
way to say it. But you don't tape your wood to your you don't do that? Mine I have to.
The only thing I have to do is in case if I have to, let's say I don't have a full sheet, I have a half a sheet.
Right.
I could clamp it, but sometimes if I clamp it, my chains might actually hit the clamp. So I have to actually put 2 screws in the wood.
So on mine, along with clamping the sides down and getting it nice and snug in place, I have to use tape on the bottom of it.
Yeah, this way it doesn't move.
Right, because when you're cutting out like a centerpiece, if it's not held down, it's gonna pop out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. What is stopping yours from popping out when you're cutting a giant sheet like that? Just gravity?
Just gravity.
Wow. Yeah, I was already cutting one, and I already had a piece of wood shoot out of me.
No, I literally just cut Brad's brother's pin cab and gravity. The only thing that does get a little sketchy is when the actual router goes fully through on the last cut.
Yeah.
Then it's like you might get a chance that it might just come down on it, but That's like garbage wood by then.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'll
That's.
send you videos tomorrow. We won't bore these guys with it.
Okay, let's get back on something. Like, to be fair, like,
Oh, hang on. I got. What do you? What about? Now I want to ask you about your V-pin too, because you posted your V-pin video on Instagram of the box that you're building. So after you cut your wood, you don't use your CNC
Wait,
machine to cut the holes for the buttons. You cut it.
Bobby,
You cut those by hand?
No, I'd rather do that by hand.
Okay.
I'll do buttons on control panels though.
Okay.
But,
that
like
makes sense.
for his for example, like I'm gonna talk to Brad's brother because some people want staggered buttons, meaning like right underneath each other.
Yeah.
Or some people want it like a little bit wider. So but it's a V-pin. A V-pin is 4 holes. I'll use my hole saw for that.
When you're doing a control panel, what's your setting? Because like I have to do like 28 millimeter point like 3 in order to cut my hole correctly.
I could take a look at the on mine. Again, on my system, I could do. I mean, if you did inventables, you could do like you could choose within cutting on the line, in the line, or out the line. I
do in the line because I did one out of the line, and that's when one shot out.
Yeah, no.
I was like, whoa.
My control panel, honestly, like I said, I'm a big fan of like. Dean Sharkade, cool dude, but I just don't like his button layout. I hate.
What button layout does he do? He does straight.
He does 4 straight.
Yeah,
and
I like an angle.
Honestly, it's wide.
Straight.
So yours is good, but
yeah.
his is actually it's more separated. He's got a bigger gap. If you pull up like his, it's a huge gap. I like more of like the curve.
He's got a bigger thigh gap.
Curve route.
I'm a big fan of the thigh gap, by the way.
But his button layout, I messaged him about it. He's got, if you like pull up a video of it,
curve. This is
he's doing the Spock style.
Yours is let's see if
wait, that's a Vuelix. Wait,
that's not a Vuelix. That's a bar top.
That's straight. Wait,
just a bar top.
That's a good one. No, if you do his
well, there's variations. Whatever the customer wants, I guess, but
he definitely has a smaller style CNC machine too. He definitely has a smaller style CNC machine too. You can definitely tell because he's not building huge cabs.
I gotta look it up on mine.
That's straight.
Yeah. If you notice though,
to me,
his
buttons are wider than normal. That's a big gap.
And his deck is like 5 inches deep. Did you notice that? That's a big. It's thick, but I think he's got a computer inside it, like a computer with a graphics.
He's got a motherboard.
That's a PC inside. Yeah, that's actually to me that's very impressive to put a whole PC inside the price stick.
That's what I designed.
I really want to do that, but obviously I don't CNC, so yeah. I would love to. I would love to.
That gun panel that I designed, the portable one, that I want it to be able to be built with having a full PC inside it too. So my prototype will have the Batacera version, which I'm actually going to send that prototype off to Shotgun Sean as a thank you for him being cool. After I finish it up, and then I'm going to build another one, and I'm just going to have it. I'm going to have it like 6 inches deep. It's going to be thick, you know.
Do a mini PC, because
it's going to be offset too.
It's a big deal that he puts that whole, and he actually has a nice cutout in the rear.
Oh,
but
he has a full, he has a full mini ITX PC in there with the GPU.
Yeah. Right, but
that's not simple. Yeah,
his pedestal guns, tiny pedestal, like way smaller than a bar top. And not only does it have the motherboard in it, it's also got the big analog gun sitting up on top. So you have all the wiring coming off the guns. It's impressive. I mean, it's jam packed.
And custom laser printed, laser cut acrylic for the guns and everything.
In the rear, yes.
It was very impressive. Like you have
got some tools, man.
You need specialized tools for that shit. Like,
yeah, he's got some cool tools. That's another thing. I'm running out of room in the garage. I need stations, man. I need room for my chop saw. I need room for the fucking T-molding slots now. I want a router table. You know, I want some tools. This room is supposed to be this warehouse thing's supposed to be 1,600 square feet. That should be big enough for everything.
I think my wife running through my stream here.
I take two fucking plants and I put it on a 6-foot folding table, and that's how
what I got. I got 2 sets. I actually have 2 sets of sawhorses. I always have one set up as a table, and then my other one is my folding one where I take it down and put it up whenever I need it as is. So Yeah, we need room, man. I need a garage, dude. If my garage was as big as yours, Vic, I would have enough room. I don't have a garage as big as yours, which kind of sucks. So
You'll have
yeah,
it soon.
I'm looking. I'm looking
Quick
forward
note.
to going to look at this place.
Quick note, Bobby, belated happy birthday to Mrs. Vu. So
Oh wow! Happy
Bring
Oh,
her
yeah,
birthday.
happy
on.
birthday,
Bring,
Mrs.
bring
Vu.
them on. Bring them on. Bring them on. Like Bobby, if you want to come on the stream, come on.
We
For
should
us
probably
to get
actually- We should probably kill the stream in about 5 minutes though, too, because it's going at midnight.
so
Oh, we're having
we do
fun.
this all the time. Every week we do this.
We got work.
That's
We got work.
what Brad's got work. Yes,
I
we
know,
all have
I
know.
work.
No,
Brad.
Brad
I gotta
has
get up
work.
I got to get
Brad
up
has
at 2
work.
o'clock in the morning with
This
kids.
is your job. So-
Listen, the kids are going to school tomorrow, and I am really looking forward to it.
Wow.
All right.
Brutal.
So I got to get up at 6.
Before we all go, though, let's talk 2 weeks from now. We should get together. I know we were talking about maybe moving stream, but 2 weeks from now, let's do Sunday again because I'm actually going to be in Seattle that Thursday through Sunday afternoon. So I'll
For
be back.
Starbucks?
Well, so I'm going out visiting. I used to live in Seattle, so I'm going out to visit some friends that I used to, my old roommates and whatnot. But since I'm out there, content, I'm going to be hitting up Pink Gorilla Games and a bunch of other stuff in the University District in downtown Seattle. So I'll have some stories and video clips to share. So
Dude, why don't you hit up Quack?
stream?
Quack is not in Seattle. Quack is in Cali.
No, Quack is in Seattle. Quack is in he's near Mercer Island.
Bobby's
Yeah, no, well, not
Really?
Seattle proper. Yeah, it's a suburb. Yeah.
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 So why don't you hit up Quack and fucking go meet up with Quack?
Yeah, I'm only in town for 2 nights, but that's
Oh.
good. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah. So
When are we going to Vegas?
I'm definitely hitting up a couple of the vintage game stores that are out there. So,
Hold on. When are we going to Vegas?
Whenever you guys want. I'm good.
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah, I mean, don't Vic, don't say whenever.
Yeah, you bitched out last time. You bitched
I
out
would love
last
to go.
time.
If there's an expo of some kind,
I was going to say MagFest just happened in DC. We've got Southern Fried Gaming coming up this year.
We just missed the AVNs.
How about a strip club? Forget the video game shit. How about listening men? Jesus God.
We're just
speaking
going to
of
Vegas to hang out.
Vegas, you guys see how disappointing the pinball museum is? Like everything's broken, and
I
they
knew
almost
that.
picked out Kong
Everybody talks about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So sad.
for enjoying themselves too much. They're
I
like,
guarantee you the
believe
strip
that.
club not broken.
they told
It's
everyone
so
to be
sad.
quiet while they were playing video games.
That's
Right.
so
We're still all going to Cleveland though, right? In September.
Yeah,
You guys
I'm good.
for
I'm down.
Cleveland?
I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down.
Oh,
Very,
yeah.
very down for that. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
And then Evo Vegas? What is
Evo,
What's
fight
Evo?
stick, fighting game, fighting game competition.
Gotcha.
But I'm not even close to like able to play that kind of thing. So I'll go for like to see the games this year. But
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm not playing any arcade games.
but
Not.
I will have a very
watch.
custom. I'll have a very custom fight stick for that event. I have a metal one being built right now from one of my clients. The Scanline City one. It's gonna be a metal
yeah.
dragon. Yeah, it's gonna be really pretty. I'm so excited about that one too. Yeah, Midwest Gaming Show, the one in crap.
Midwest?
Shoot, where Extreme Gaming where EHA is.
I'm not going anywhere near those guys.
Yeah,
Same.
they're my customers. It's like Milwaukee,
I mean, I don't
Wisconsin.
have any beef with them. I just don't want to be near them.
With this one in Wisconsin, I might go to that one. But yeah, like if you guys go, I'll go. If you guys go, I'll
What
go.
is that? I can't-
What is that, Brad?
That's Midwest Gaming Expo.
Where is
Okay.
it though?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Oh, Pokemon! I like
Wisconsin.
Pokemon stuff.
Oh, I got friends in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Oh,
alright.
gaming.
You know what? I wouldn't mind going to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I'm good.
Wisconsin.
Vic, you're driving. You're the closest one to me. You're the only one.
No, we'd have
I know
to
I-
fly to that. We'd have to fly to that.
I would
Yeah, I know.
fly.
Fly anywhere.
I would take flying over anything.
No, but we fly together. We fly in the same
Oh,
flight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for Cleveland, you guys can just fly to fucking Buffalo, and we
We
can
have to hook
drive the
up
rest
in
of the way.
Vegas. I forgot all about that. So Vegas is back.
Wizard
on the menu, boys.
Con.
Oh yeah,
my
Wizard
God.
Con.
Okay. Vegas is back on the menu, boys.
Yo,
That's what we were
four
talking
gu-
about, WizardCon.
Four guys, two strippers. New.
Oh, you know who I met the other day that I had no idea who lived near us or lived near me? Eric Seibold.
Really?
Seibold?
Sabo.
Sando, yeah. He lives in Akron, New York, which is 25 minutes that way. But he works at Geico over in a suburb called Williamsville. That's where I got my sending guns from. I bought 2 sending guns off him.
I know him.
Did you climb
when
it up?
Yeah, when I posted it in the Wizards, and he was like, "Yeah, I got him." I Venmoed him right away, and then it took. I had some shit come up, so every time I said I was gonna meet him, I didn't go meet him, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, shit came up." But I ended up meeting him last week Tuesday, in between snowstorms, and yeah, it was real cool. We bullshitted only for like 5 minutes because I was in the car with my kids, and he was on his lunch break. But yeah, it was real cool. I told him that it's because Sosa lives near me too. So I told him that me, him, and Sosa should meet up and fucking go hang out one of these days.
Dave, right?
Yeah, Sousa, something like that.
Yeah,
he lives like 10 minutes from my house. He lives in Kenmore, which is real close to me.
He's huge on pinball. You should.
Oh yeah.
If you ever see his streams, it's fucking crazy.
I have not, but he's in the pinball league around here. Pinball, there's like an underground pinball league in Buffalo, and he's in it. And there's like some hardcore pinball dudes around here. But it's like super, super underground for like no reason. Like, why don't you be public about this? Like the whole arcade scene in Buffalo is completely like underground. It's like, why? Why? It's stupid.
People don't want like other people there.
I don't know. It's like people think that they're competitions or something like that. Yeah. Like there's like 2 guys around here that fix real arcade machines, and like you have to know everybody who knows them in order to get a hold of them. Because like nobody gives out their info. I've asked for it. Somebody mentioned it to me before a couple times. I'm like, do you have his info? And like, we can't give it out without their permission. I'm like, why? I get hit up all the time to fix real arcade machines here.
Don't tell anybody.
Right. And I could give the guy fucking mad business.
There's only a handful of people in Maryland who fix real arcade machines, like professionally, like not like I know a guy, but somebody who literally it's a business, and they are booked a year out. 10 months out. I mean, and they're like, you call them up and you're like, yeah, I whatever, get in line, man. Like, I don't know, like I was looking before I went to TNC Amusements, I was calling around to have somebody look at my Playboy pinball, and they're like, I won't even look to see what's wrong with it. I'll give you an estimate in 8 months. And then it might be another 10 months before I fix it. So,
wow.
Yeah. And they're not being dicks either. They're just being honest.
They're just being honest. It's like you just get overwhelmed. I mean, Joel, you're in the business. You get overwhelmed with orders. Like shit happens, right?
Yeah, I get.
It was like stuff where you had to like fix janky stuff from decades ago that you've never seen before. Like you can become a dick pretty easily. So
that's I'm very surprised with TNT that they did your turnaround very quick.
They did. I got lucky.
Oh,
they're
legit.
Oh, you told me that somebody's spot was taken or something.
Yeah, a buddy of mine had his haunted house rebuilt there, but they had it for a year, where it was mostly in storage for most of that year. But it was just like, we'll get to it when we can get to it. Yeah. When I called Todd, he's just like, you know what? Somebody didn't show up or they didn't put a deposit down. We've got an opening like in September. We'll do it right now. So yeah. So.
All right, well, let's cut this out, man.
Yes.
It's been 2.5 hours.
It's midnight. Yes. It's Sunday. It's been fun, boys. We'll see you in 2 weeks with good stories, all right?
All right, guys. I'm into the stream. I'm going to click it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
And